lost my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down? Staring at the ceiling, fighting off a feeling. One more minute, cause I just don't wanna come down, don't wanna go back to how I used to be.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. We got ourselves more 5V5 1v1 Duels tonight. We also got pretty much midnight coming out real soon, so that's going to be, you know, just a little bit of a wait. That's enjoyable, right? Been waiting for it for a while now. I mean, the expansion, it's almost here, boys. It's almost here. It's actually kind of crazy, isn't it? It's actually kind of crazy. Let's see. What do we go from here? I am thinking we do duels. I don't know why I decided to draw a blank. I guess I've been mentally, I'm like busy. And my brain is running like 1,000,000 miles a minute. So yeah. But also brain is running fast, but also slow. I know it's paradoxical, but hear me out, right? We got Midnight, that's coming out soon. I'm basically trying to find a way to pace myself until the pre-patch, and then you gotta pace myself just a little until the release. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's gonna be an opportunity where basically War Within content fizzles out. So I'm like, what is worth actually like talking about? Then Midnight is gonna be here, and it's like, I could start talking about delves, open world gearing. You know what I mean? I really want to do a video on like how to maximize, I guess, any gains you can with gear and power as like a pure solo player, because they are giving a lot more content for solo players, specifically between Prey, between Delves, which is just an expansion of Delves, but Prey is pretty cool. There's open world stuff, but like it's more, I think it's going to be very similar, because I didn't get to try any of it. It's like Dornagal type of like theater stuff, and then it's going to be probably some minigame with, it looks like some tower defense with either, I think it's the Void Zone. I haven't really messed around with it. I haven't messed around with it, but like there's should be quite a decent bit of content for like solo players. So that should be kind of cool. And I imagine like those players are probably going to be thriving. The game is also becoming easier to play. So I imagine solo players and usually end up being more casual players. It just kind of like overlaps. I imagine that's going to be like an opportunity for them to thrive. So I'm just like, I want to cover that stuff, but it's like, should I just wait until the expansion is almost over? That probably would be a better timing, things like that, right? So it's like a million ideas, but I got to pace myself, figure out a timing for all of these cool projects, and patience, basically. Just have patience for it all. Anyway, I put up a, what definitely is not going to be a controversial take whatsoever on a classier list. Would love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. I put a bunch of melee in there. I did one for healers, one for melee. I'm going to do one for tanks probably. I'm going to do one for range as well. DPS spec review on your channel. Hey, it's just the melee. I'm going to be doing one for range as well. I wanted to separate them because I think it's a good idea. It's just too many specs. Too many. But I stand by it. I thought really hard about that tier list. I stand by it. Some people are going to hate me for it. That's okay. I actually want to hear what you guys agree with, disagree with. But like, I didn't want to put any specs in D tier unless they were like garbanzo. Like, absolutely just non-functional. And I felt bad putting Pharaoh there, but like, you did frustration I had. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna get on the game right now so we can make some groups. But bro, I was so frustrated with Pharaoh. It's like, dude, there's so much cool design they did, right? They invested into rogues and like, I don't know, assassination, bleed-based gameplay. It's like a part of the gameplay, but it's not a core thing, right? You're big into poisons, and even Blizzard, oh wait, I'm on the NA, I should be on the U. Blizzard is even, you know, leaning less into bleeds for assassination and more into poisons. Envenoms, Kingsbane, makes sense, right? Even bleeds are taking a bit of a backseat because you can make a bleed build, but like bleeds is still core. But like even, you know what I mean? Like bleeds are still core experience, but they're not making like a builds around bleeds or anything like that. Those are taking a bit of a back. By the way, get your chain key while they're at it. They're fantastic looking. So for assassination, this bleeds getting like slightly less focus on, which is fine. They still gave them the coolest way to spread the bleeds. You just like Crimson Tempest and it just spreads it automatically. It's so cool. It is so good. I'm just like, why did they get like, I'm glad that Assassination got a cool mechanic like that. But then you have a spec that's all about bleeds, which is Feral. Why couldn't they get something like that? You know what I mean? Instead, they were just like, all right, most of the snapshotting, let's just rip it out. And it just feels empty. Like, again, it's probably going to be great for players that just want to play Feral. I want to play a cat. I want to put some bleeds. I don't want to have to micromanage things. I think that'll work fine. But I think that's kind of like part of what made Feral special and really cool. And not having that, I think... I don't like it. Yeah, I love what they did with Unholy. Dude, Unholy's so good. Like, even... I'm hoping it's tuned well, but even if it's not tuned well, I love the whole thematics of it, bro. I gotta stop yapping, but seriously, I think it's so well put together. It is such a cool rework. It is such a cool redesign. I love it. You flood the screen with so many undeads, and then you explode those undeads and spread dots. You can extend your dots pretty high and then consume them for immediate burst damage and then re-release them. It is so good. It's so good. I love it. It's so good. Snapshot was a pain to master. True, but I feel like they should have made it so that keep the snapshotting, but make it more convenient to play around with it. Because I felt like that was the uniqueness about Feral is that snapshotting of stronger bleeds. Once you get some giga bleeds, watching it with him melt was really satisfying. But also, the snapshotting thing allowed you to have this flow of energy and stuff where you were like, calm point builder, bleeds. Wait. Then calm point builder, giga bleeds. Wait. And like you did a ton of damage, but you have a slower, more methodical gameplay. You waited for like free energy procs with Omen. You just chilled and waited for a bit. And like, that flow is gone. Like you can still do it, but it just doesn't have that same impact, I don't think. Unfortunately. Go back, I'll be down. Definitely, man, definitely. Birthday party, beautiful. I'll make a second one. Again, I need to stop yapping. I need to start like doing dual stuff, but bro, I made sure, like I thought really hard about the whole script for like where I want to rank classes, and I made some of my choices were super intentional. I don't normally make tier list videos because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of thought process, but I found time for it, and I was like, you know what? I think I could. I think I really could. The specs are a lot easier to pick up in terms of base play, and you can kind of see the direction they're going. I know all these specs pretty well from like just playing them from one expansion to the next, and more within. That's where I played my alts the most, because Rogue was kind of crap, to be honest. Until like the what, season 2 or so, season 3, we got some cool stuff, but like Rogue was pretty bad at the start of the expansion. So I can see where classes were and where they're going, kind of. You know, music too loud. You're right. Yeah, might be. I really just set it so that when I change scene, I automatically get like the audio to like change depending on the scene. So like in the intro, it can blast music, but then when I switch to another scene, it just automatically goes down. I need to set it up. Whoa, look at that. Hold on. You know what this reminds me of, them walking like this? Silvermoon, right? Silvermoon, and you have like representatives of all the different factions walking around. That's what this shit looks like. I like it. I like this. Whatever this is, I like seeing that. That's so cool. I mean, them talking, I feel weird like listening in, but seeing them walking like this, Blood of Torrent, Troll, Undead, yeah, that's sick. RP Realms are really fun, man. Definitely really fun. Alrighty, well, we have the groups. Trying to see if we can gather the homies. I am wondering, like, should I even be up on stream this early? Because, like, I don't know where my Russian homies are at, man. Where all my Slavic brothers are at. The Slavic brethren, where art thou? Because that's why I'm here, is for them, man. Because the Smeshka was like, yo, could you stream an hour earlier? I was like, gotcha. Here we are. I didn't see the Smeshka. Unless it's going to use him a second. Perfect, beautiful. Happy you and Orgrimmar, not Goldshire. Bro, Goldshire, I imagine that would be a wild time. You know what I should do? I should hang out in the neighborhoods or you should probably do this. Let's do this, actually. Let me go to the Orgrimmar, like, neighborhoods, because I imagine on an RP realm, they probably are super creative, aren't they? Probably insanely creative. Are they all going neighborhood stuff? Possibly, actually. Now they're all napping? Yeah, maybe. But it's okay. Fairly my favorite too, but they got it practically the entirety of what I loved about them. I don't blame them for making it easier. I just wish they didn't get rid of it. Yeah, I too wish they just didn't get rid of mechanics. I thought the mechanics that they had are really cool. Hajimako, what's up, fam? What's up, brother? Okay, so let's go take a look at these like Argent homes. So far, I'm not impressed. But there are other lots here that might be like, oh, you got a good lot and you did do nothing with it. Man just placed a home and now you're just like letting the property do its thing, huh? I mean, this guy at least put some stuff up in a market thing outside. It just has like a warlock. What? Maybe the inside of the homes are like actually good looking. Can I go in? No, permission denied. Bro, the housing is so cool, and I love like some of those like homes that people have posted like online on social media and shit. You know what I mean? Like the screenshots. But I feel like when you go to like a public neighborhood, you just find so many places that are just like not really invested in. At least this guy put some stuff in. That's pretty sick. Maybe you need to be like part of a guild in order to really see some real big investment into a home. Like this is pretty cool. It's just like, oh, he's actually online, he's moving stuff. This person is online. Oh, that's kind of sick seeing people online. Hold on, I want to see if the Pirate Cove has anything good. They just given a house so you can burn them and drive other lands. Another expect? Maybe yeah. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're just like they bought up like a lot, a specific lot that people like, and they're just holding it to like, you know, give it or sell it. Maybe. Hey, I got a really good spot in this neighborhood. You want it? Yeah, 5k gold. You know what I mean? Or 10k maybe. I don't know how much you'd get. 100k? You could probably get 100k if somebody really cares about that lot specifically. And then you have homes like this, which is like, all right, nothing crazy, but it is quaint. Not crazy. I really like this here, by the way, but it is quaint. Look at that. I'm wondering if we can go inside of it. Oh, and the fortress looking thing on the side. It gets me excited, man. No, I can't go in. Can't go in. Alrighty, I'll look for more bodies here in a second. We had the pally join and then leave, so that's unfortunate. Never mind, that person does not want you to see the home. Pirate Cove. I want to see if the Pirate Cove is any good. Because I saw a bunch of good homes over in the NA, but I don't know if it's like NA versus EU type of thing where EU does not really invest into the homes, but NA does or what. And it might be. Like, honestly, it just might be one of those things, man. This might be like a region-based thing. Who knows, right? The Mog is Melissa? Yeah, for sure. Cred, Aswell, Radimus. So you got Radimus and Aswell. Okay, cool. So you got a group with a couple. Look at that. That looks kind of nice. I like this fountain looking thing. That looks great. Oh, you know what neighborhood I should go to? Dandoin's. His probably is like actually like really nice looking. Let me do that actually. Dandoin neighborhood. I feel like maybe it's just an alliance thing, right? Maybe it is just the alliance thing, man. It might be actually not a EU NA. It might be just alliance thing. Did people see people still did his room in my house? And I did not see that, dude. That's awesome if somebody actually recreated it perfectly or is a meme. But like I see people doing like strip clubs and shit online. That shit looks awesome. The plots, yeah. Oh, we see Dan's. I like his. I kind of want to see all the other homes in the neighborhood. See if anybody did anything creative. Because maybe it's just the alliance diff, man. Look at this. Maybe it is alliance diff, bro. Look at this. This dude created like this jumping puzzle looking thing. I don't know what this checkerboard design looking like, but yeah, it's not bad. Xmas Street? Yo, for real. That's what I have in my home. Yeah, dude, maybe this is just alliance versus horde thing. Because look at this. It's a nice little like hidden home, all green. Like it's not super crazily invested in it, and this thing is floating, but at least like, you know, to put some stuff together, at least it looks like something, which I can appreciate, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure all these homes look pretty plain, unless you can like, unless you get close enough and there's something. I mean, that's a garden. They don't want me to trespass over, unfortunately. Just want to preview, just want to see it. Definitely plays Marvel Rivals with the checkerboard platform. Maybe. Very possible. Very possible. Bro, I downloaded Marvel Rivals to play for a bit. I had to shut it down, bro. I get way too competitive. I'm just like, go from having fun to just chasing the MVP, and I'm just get stressed out. I had to just uninstall. I'm like, dude, I can do this for hours. I can be doing this for hours. It's so hard to get MVP. I got SVP a couple of times, but not MVP. I've been trying, bro. I'm definitely out of practice. I'm having to relearn all the heroes while I'm just getting stomped sometimes. When I'm getting a good flow, but then my team is just throwing, it's not fun because I'm just like, dude, I just an SVP. Just an SVP. Yo, look at this graveyard. Look at that's what I mean. Like, some people really care. That's awesome. Alrighty, let's actually go and like fill out the rest of the group. Arabus, I think I asked last week. Hey, Az, wanna join some 5V5 duels? If you'll be down for it. Dan got a group. Dimish. I don't remember if Dimish joins in. There we go. Probably playing the DK from midnight. I'll see if I can make an Acropolis of Swords a crit. That would be sick. Yeah, Death Knight seems really good. I don't know who Speed is, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Hey, Speed, wanna join for some fun? Hello? Kodako is a Ignis. If you'll be down for it. Night Fiend, yo, Duels tonight? No rogue so far. I'm just gonna add that in. No rogue so far tonight. I can see if Prox was joining. I haven't had Prox join these in like a while, man. I'll ask anyway. MML Prox. Panda, I think, is a PvE guy. Yo. Those? Rest in Hell. And then Sean. Dude, yeah, Nutsbush getting on, so hopefully he'll be on later. Hey, Shy, wanna join? Tama is also on? Hold on a second. See if Mint is down. Also, Bayek is not on either. I'm wondering if he's like just still doing like family stuff or whatever, holidays and all that. I did the intro for housing, looked at my house, put it aside for now until pre-patch or midnight when I'm ready to level up a main. No one else spend hundreds of hours getting my house right. Well, the best part is you can just start make it a house, and you don't have to like have a main. Like once you own a house, that's your like entire faction, or I guess faction owns that house. Like a warband owns the house, so you can just start working on the house while still figuring out what you want to main. It's a really look at this, bro. Look at this. This guy's making the gated community looking thing here with some banners and stuff. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't think there's even a home anywhere here. Does this guy even have a house? It's just like a space. It is a home. I don't think his house is anywhere though. Did he move it? He did move it. What is this? I was thinking for a second, like, where is it? So maybe he's making something out of it later down the line. Or maybe you just put it up here so you can create all this and then place it all down. Time will tell, right? But that's kind of sick, man. But yeah, you can actually start working on it now and you'll get to keep it. It's not related to a character. You can actually have a horde and an alliance house. You can like start customizing both while you're still in that middle area of not sure what you want to do. Let's look at this. Just, you don't need to make something crazy. Just a little bit of work at a time. Just a little bit of work, little by little, and then you start, you know, shaping something up that you could be happy and calling a home. It's sick, man. I think the housing thing is awesome. I spent quite a decent bit of time with it so far. I definitely want to do more, but I was really happy with my progress, man. And it's cool seeing like what other stuff people create. Yeah, EU so far, I like your homes, but I will say this, NA definitely I think has a lot more going on. At least on some of the neighborhoods of my friends that I have added. Yeah, like these look cool, don't get me wrong. These are really nice and quaint. They're really nice. You should see the neighborhood in like so Light Sword. God, I forget his actual like character name is. But Light Sword over in the NA. His neighborhood looks sick, dude. There's like a night elf outpost. You know that one night elf outpost you go to in wetlands? It's basically that, but like a little smaller. But it's pretty big. But it's just a little smaller. Just not that much smaller. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Alrighty, hold on. Let me start getting back to these DMs here real quick. I don't know if this stick with the Stormwind or Argamar or what. That look weird. How are you? What's up, Celtic Kingdom, my man? Does that have to rework it anyway? No. Like moving a house, all that stuff is really easy. So it wouldn't be that bad, man. After all, the important house fits my character fantasy. I think making a home, I don't think it needs to. I guess, yeah, actually, no, that makes sense. Like if you want to be like, oh, I want a Death Knight, so I want a house by a graveyard. That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, I can see it. Let's do this. I've been seeing like this like weird blue after effect whenever you go visit a home. And apparently swapping out like your graphics card back and forth fixes it. I want to see if it's like a bug or what. And then 20 100% one. Okay. Oh gee, let me know if you change your mind. So Tama is pushing, so I don't blame you. What is this? A little trees on the side? Is that some Pandaria thing? I almost want to say it's Pandaria thing. Sorry, another time. Okay. Alrighty. Speed. Sounds good. Dan, what's up, my guy? Wait, Dan, didn't you say you have a team? Uh-oh. What happened to the group? That was good, Shy. Sounds good, my man. Didn't you say you had a group? Or what happened with that? Some world quest going back to sleep. Okay, Night Fiend. Sounds good, my dude. A lot of content questing and everything to check the decor. I have to do a lot of content questing and everything. There's a good chance that you've been playing for a while. You have a lot of decor unlocked. So like just I don't know if you've been to your home to like check the actual catalog, but just like look at it, because there's a good chance that you'll have like a bunch of stuff for it. Like honestly, has this always been here? Has this cart always been here? Has this alpaca cart always been in the game? I feel like I've never seen it here. Am I tripping? Did they add it randomly? What is happening? I was thinking for a second, like, that seems a little odd. I've seen Argamar a million times. What happened? Need to do something while I wait? Yeah. A lot of work, hence why I don't push housing for them. I guess, I don't know, man, because when I logged in, I had like a million different items already from the get-go. There's some quests that I didn't complete, but like, I think I had majority of items. I mean, once midnight hits, you're gonna have more. But unless you like have not been playing whatsoever, and you just missed out all the quests and all these things, then I can see like, that it's like, okay, I'm seriously behind. Then yeah. But like, if you have been playing, you should have a lot of stuff from the get-go, man. Maybe even Maldraxxus, etc. Another trip questing an Ice Crown and Scourge related zones won't hurt. Maybe on Maldraxxus. Can you even get a lot of stuff from Maldraxxus? Shadowlands decor. There's a lot of like you buy, but like I don't know if you can get a lot from actual like. I mean, maybe there's some type of quest, but I don't remember. Honestly, I think Shadowlands might have been one of those expansions that's kind of light unless you go crafting. I could be wrong on that. I just remember looking at like all the lists for like decor stuff. I don't remember a lot of like Maldraxian looking things. There's definitely a lot of cool Death Knight things if you do like the Legion or Death Knight Order Hall. I don't know much about ICC. I know there's one from like a vendor in Stralzar Basin, but that's related to an achievement with the Nesingwary stuff. So I don't think you would have a quest in ICC that gives you any. Yeah, I don't really know why you would do that then. ICC or Maldraxxus. I don't think there's anything there. Unless I'm like missing something obvious. Because I did a whole like, did a bunch of research on like drops for like a lot of the. Unless I'm missing something. Hold on a second. WowDB. The database for housing stuff is probably the only good place for it. Decor. Can I do like an expansion? Expansion. Shadowlands. There's like 30 pieces. Shadowlands that are for a quest. There's like one. That are, bro, majority of them are straight up crafting achievement as the completionist achievement. Yeah, no, seriously. There's vendor. There's like 4 items. 2 of them are from quests. One is resonance crystals. Why is it resonance crystals? Okay, I don't think it's actually giving me proper Shadowland stuff though. I actually didn't think it, because a lot of it is Shadowland stuff. Look at this. I guess there was like leatherworking, but that's leatherworking. Jewel crafting, alchemy, storage, which is from crafting and leatherworking, tailoring, engineering. But there's not a lot that are quests, man. Yeah, I don't know which one, what Maldraxxus thing. This is also a description. I'm not sure where you get the dummy. It doesn't look like anyone found it, but it is in a game file somewhere. TNSIM painting interior only. I don't know where you get that from. Does it say anything? Dragonflight Shadowland, small size. Doesn't really say. Yeah, it has it. Item probably not available in early access and won't be released until midnight pre-patch. Wrong, leave a comment. Okay, so it's in the game files. Yeah, I don't really know if like questing in Maldraxxus would give you anything, man. Unfortunately. I'm so confused. Bayek! How you doing, man? Yo, yes. My group has 2 pals already. Haha. Yes. So Bayek, the boy. How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a wonderful one. Have plenty of time. I mean, you can do all the quests on Maldraxxus. I don't think you're gonna get a reward. That's what I'm saying. So unless you're just like, you know what, I don't care about decor. I'm just saying I want to go questing on Maldraxxus. I'm thinking of playing a Death Knight. I don't want to play through Death Knight quest to like get into the lore head of it. Then it's like, okay, I get it. Because the entire time I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go to these places because we're talking about decor. I'm like, oh, you're doing it for decor? It doesn't like get shit for decor. Yeah. Do what you like. I just don't. If you're looking for decor there, there's not much there. For the sake of sanity, don't go back and quest some Maldraxxus. Dude, I think Shadowlands should just be avoided as an expansion. At some point, they're gonna do Shadowlands remix. I think they will, and I think it's gonna be fine when you don't have Torghast or grind for legendaries. It's gonna be fun experience. But seriously, just don't do it. Shadowlands has a lot of content. It's a lot to grind for, a lot to collect. Wait until remix. Promise you. You're gonna do yourself a favor. It's gonna be fresh. It's gonna be enjoyable, because if you dive into it now, it's really annoying now, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Crazy, man. Crazy. Dimish, how you doing, my man? Hey. How you doing, bud? I'm hoping Azrael hits me back up, because maybe we can get Azrael and, I don't think I can just kill him. See if maybe Killer wants to join in for a couple. Happy New Year, friend. Heck yes. New Year. Let's. Oh, wait, hold on. Shadow. Oh, yeah, Merlin. How you doing, my guy? Like I haven't seen Merlin in a second, but he's on an A, and getting an A games has been kind of rough. Leveling, questing, and the only remaining thing I like to do, unlike most endgame oriented players, I don't mind doing it. I mean, that's cool. Wait, did this guy get double Rudolph? Double the Rudolph. Hell yeah. Nothing better than a reindeer that has a light bulb stapled to his nose. When you think about it, Santa was a sick son of a bitch, ain't he? WoD was peak questing story. Yeah, I actually do like WoD questing. It wasn't terrible. That was the first time they really started doing like voice acting, and the quests are a little bit more integrated, and there's a pretty decent flow. Like WoD had a lot of issues, but music and quests were fine. Initial questing experience is fine. I like Legion a little better, but you know, it's just like Legion built off of WoD, and WoD was fine. Yeah, I do enjoy Classic for like the nostalgia. Like Grizzly Hills, bro. Like even if you didn't play back in Wrath, going through Grizzly Hills, you'll get it. You literally get it. That being said, a lot of the other zones and not a lot of the other zones, but there's like areas I really didn't enjoy questing through in Northern, and for various reasons. Like Foreign Charger was fine. It does everything is super far apart, so flying is kind of lame. Like just having to like wait until the next quest and next quest and next quest. You get it. I like Fjord I actually like. Everything seemed to be spaced out pretty well, at least on the Horde side. Grizzly Hill's fantastic, 10 out of 10. Dragonblight was kind of forgettable. Like it has a cool moments like at the gate with the fire and the dragon and cinematic. Build up to it is kind of cool, but it's a lot of like, feels like busy work for dragons. Solazar, I don't remember what that's all about at all. Don't remember. Icecon was sick. I enjoyed it. Storm Peaks was okay. I didn't like Zul'Durek. I did not like it. I remember just flying back and forth. I'm like, this place is so depressing. Like I wanna leave. The faster you get out of here, the better. But I didn't like it. That's all. Most of it is good. I liked it. It's the later areas. Now for sure, Lich King had an insane questing story to Wrathgate, Icecon. Yeah, but like Solazar, I don't remember it at all. What was that even a zone? Did it even mean anything? I have no idea. Alrighty, kill him. Unfortunately, we won't have you joining tonight. Let me also switch raid. So we'll need a +1, and then we'll need to help out Bayek. We'll see how that goes. There's much getting on, so I'm kind of missing my buddy. But outside of that, I'm just double checking who's on and all that. Well, we'll get some games going. Shalzar was really fast. Me and my brother did the achieve for it in 2 hours while still leveling. Was the achieve? It's just like completing the entire thing, the entire storyline. Remember Icecon intro my DK back then. Darian recognizing me from Light's Hope was hype. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I think what's sick is like, I mean, there it's like a really simple like check. Oh, you made a Death Knight? Darren is like, oh, it's you. That's kind of sick. What I thought was really cool, like if you played back in vanilla and you did the questline with ONYXIA, like discovering ONYXIA. What's her name? Summon Prestor. That whole questline. And then when you go back and do the human heritage quest, and if you actually have that quest completed from back in vanilla, there's like a little cinematic that plays like finding her necklace and then storing it away. Normally, if you didn't do it back in the day, it would just show some random guard taking that like a box with a necklace and storing it away. But if you actually played back in vanilla for a quest, it can be done now because they removed it because Cataclysm. It'll show your character walking next to it. Now that is some sick shit. That is cool stuff because it's like, oh, that really mattered because you have to have played and stayed human throughout the entire time, completed that quest, and it shows your character walking. It's only for like a human character quest line. That is some cool shit. But yeah, I feel like that one doesn't get talked about. That one I remember like thinking like, oh, that's so cool, and then I got reminded about it not long ago. I was like, yeah, forget about that. 150 quests. Is it just all it is? Complete all of them? I don't remember Solazar. Was it a boring questing area? Is that why I don't remember it? Or is this like I guess it just didn't really have an impact on me, man. You know what I mean? Like every expansion I had some kind of an impact. Like Outland, Hellfire was fine. Terrica was really good. I didn't spend a lot of time in Shadow Moon, but I did quest in here on later characters. I spent a lot of time in Desert Storm. Blade Zaid was fine. Actually, I really liked all of it. Like, I just didn't spend a lot of time in Shadow Moon, but like, I'm fine skipping that one. Some of the quests, you go back to them now. Especially when I was doing like the whole grind for the Nether Drake, so my mage. I'm like, oh dude, there's a couple areas where like an alliance can swoop in, kill a mob. That is your quest mob, and it's just like, I started this wave defense thing and then the guy just killed it and not flagged for PvP, so I'm just Guess I'm wait again. It's super annoying. Honestly, super annoying. Like, really annoying. Yeah, really annoying. Really annoying. And like Pandaria, I remember not liking Tao Long. It's just didn't like the whole. Airways was okay. I didn't like Tao Long, but all the other zones were awesome. I also remember Moses keeping across the rank, but it's not a bad zone. You know what I mean? Like, there's zones that you just like have a good experience with, or like kind of mediocre. Charizard, I have like nothing. It's so neutral. I don't remember it at all. Looking forward to DBC classic leveling. Man, I wish I was super into like classic stuff, because that would have been like straight up content for me to enjoy and dive into. But it's just like, yeah. At least Midnight's coming out really soon. I just feel like I do feel like I kind of missed out the whole boat in the classic, like when Vanilla was starting or TBC was happening, all that. I probably should have like, like if I had somebody to like level with, like a guildie or something, that would have been swell. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot. Kind of like how me and you, Jay, got into like SOD, right? Because I knew you were playing, it made me want to level. And then my Jukes, my buddy on an A, was also playing, so that made me want to level. And I switched over from EU, switched my character from Rogue to Druid over on the NA, and I had a lot of fun. And then it's like, it really stopped being fun when people stopped playing. But if I had somebody who's consistently playing, that would have been really, really enjoyable, I imagine. Super, super fun. Yeah, Soldier was a mixed bag of quests. Was it actually? I just don't remember it super well, and I'm just like wondering if it is like, it was just so mediocre. Or it wasn't, maybe it wasn't mediocre, but it maybe just so my brain wasn't engaging enough. There wasn't like enough of like a story grip or a flow of quests that gave me like a good feeling about it, or a bad one. It just existed and I just did it. You know what I mean? It likely is just, it was okay, but it happened and then I went on with my day. You know what I mean? Very likely. Happy I went back into the final raid of SOD. Yeah, I wish I would have done it, but like I dropped off completely. By like, what is it, that Sunken Temple raid they did. I killed the end boss there. It was a weird thing happening where they dropped the 10-man rating and turned it to 20-man rating, and I essentially got cut from a roster because we had a couple of 10-man groups, but then when it came down to getting a couple of 20-man groups, essentially I just knew only a handful of people in the guild, but I didn't know a lot of people in the guild, so they were just like, oh, who's this guy? I don't really know. Okay, let's just put him to the side, fill out the roster, and I kind of got left out. Gertie! How you doing, my man? Beautiful. Okay. Happy New Year. This group got 5 in there right now. I can join yours and help kill. Alrighty, so this group is set. This group is set. Young will be lead. Got 2 so far, just need 2. Fantastic. Perfect. BRB helping Bayek. Is it listed right now? I'm assuming, right? Okay, cool. He is lead, right? Young is lead. Beautiful. Okay, so let me double check to make sure he is listed. 5? Okay. I can join and list for my homies. List up while you still invite any homies you got. Yeah, we can do it like this. Teamwork makes the dream work. Let me also post how to join in for like a passing viewer. We should do that at the start of the stream, honestly. Here we go. So I was looking, says mostly him at Nothing request line. Oh, you do have it listed. Oh shit, Emergency? No wonder. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, if you want to pass it to me, I'll relist it. But yeah, that could work. What's up, Dale? What's up, Cadillac? How do you, my man? You excited for changes coming? How's Outlaw feeling? Bro, okay, Outlaw feels so good. It makes me not want to play War with an Outlaw. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to pre-patch. I cannot wait to release. I am tired of pressing Vanish as an Outlaw rogue. I'm tired. Dude, I want to slam my desk just to show you how frustrated I am. How good the design of the new Outlaw versus how bad the original War Within is. Like, I thought War Within design is pretty good. It's pretty okay. It's pretty decent. It's pretty all right. But bro, when you see, when your eyes are open to what could be better, what could be more enjoyable, well put together, actually functional, not a pain in the ass to play. Once you've seen the light, you just want to flip a table, because it's like, why am I am stuck and I see why Sylvanas started an expansion that is Shadowlands. Why I should rip the helm apart. She was like, this world is a prison. This class in its current design is a prison, and I don't want to raid with it. I don't want to do anything with it. I don't, because once you get the good one, oh my god, I'm gonna play the shit out of it. Holy, bro, it's been so long since Rogues actually started a new expansion, and they were well designed. Like, even though I put Outlaw and Subtlety in my tier list, in the B tier, they're not bad. B does not mean bad. B is actually good. It's tuning stuff. It's just tuning stuff. And like there's some gaps, right? Like how a Subtlety can't really do super well in 2 target, 3 target, 4 target cleaves, because you don't have the Trickster. Or how Outlaw is hard capped to like 8 targets. You can't do more than that. So it's gonna be like, how well is it gonna be tuned? You know what I mean? And then energy regen stuff. I'm gonna be haste reliant, yada yada yada, things like that, right? But like it's all good otherwise. It's all good. I am happy with it. Dude, I'm so happy. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Feel the exact same way. Can't even play Rogue anymore. Dude, the whole Vanish thing, not having to do that. And then you're just like focusing on Sinister Strike and pistol shots and the Roll the Bones. I really like it because it still keeps that whole like, there's some buffs where you get a bunch of combo points or more procs, and it's really, really fun. And it's just like when you're in the 2 buff, 3 buff, 4 buff combo, as long as you're not in the 1 buff, you feel like Sinister Strike just gets so many combo points. So you're like, Sinister Strike, finisher, pistol shot, finisher, Sinister Strike, it's so good. It's so good. And then Adrenaline Rush actually amping your damage by 15% as a damage buff instead of a maintenance buff. Oh, it's so good. It does mean that sometimes you're gonna have moments of low energy, and I think we can all adapt to it. I think it can be fine because it has a really good flow. It plays really, really well. I like it a lot more. And there's even some nuances where you can like really do some min-maxing damage, but nothing crazy. So I feel like for players that don't play Outlaw or much Rogue, I feel like Outlaw is still going to be maybe one of the more a little challenging with specs, but not by much. But like, if you played Outlaw in the past, this is going to be so like it's like a headache that's finally gone. It's the best way to put it. It's like you took a leave, and then you're just playing Outlaw Rogue without that constant like clamping feeling it up on your temples. Drop this update today. Waking Essence, you could acquire that's from world class things. Oh, wait, what? Let go, let go. There we are. We're good, boys. We're good. We are ready. Bayek is lead. No, we're gonna play. Match. Bayek. And I need Young J, right? Young J 5 in the grand one. There it is, boys. There it is. We're dueling, boys. We are EU. We are. We're gonna do a bunch of games tonight, and I think we'll do more games on EU tomorrow. Just because for NA, it looks like we may not be able to do like NA is just kind of dead. It's the end of it's an end of an era, and what we'll do is we'll bring it back. Is somebody I know? No, I don't think so. Name is familiar for some reason. I don't know why Zephyrilla is a familiar name. 2036, let's go. Let's go, baby. Dude, it would have been awesome if Midnight Pre-patch dropped with a new year. New year, new expansion, essentially. That would have been so sick. But it's not a long wait, at least. So that's the best part. It's like, how many weeks have we got to wait? It's like a few, right? It's like 20th. Yeah. Yeah. So we got this week. We got this week. And I think what I'll do is maybe we'll skip the week before the pre-patch, and then we'll come back for the pre-patch. So we'll play this week, play next week, chill. Or maybe just do one day, and then it'll be the pre-patch. And then we'll play the pre-patch. It's gonna be so good. Okay, Nagrand did not work, so I'm gonna do Hook, I guess. We'll try it again. Wait, can't. Nagrand. We'll try it again. Declined by Young Jay. What happened? Hold on. What's happening? Where's Young? Where is he? Team LG. Hold on. Jay did it in front of me. Gores in SS. We can wait. How long on SS? We could wait. Yeah, if it's like a couple of rounds, and we could actually just wait for a second and then, yeah, do stuff. 2 months, 3 weeks. Is that the expansion launch or is that pre-patch? There's ain't no way that pre-patch is launching in 2 months, 2 weeks, right? I don't think. Yo, Dal, Nesvetislav, the DK in your group. Can you add me a BNet later? Yeah, go for it, man. Yes, definitely. Add me right now, actually, while we're waiting. Dalaran #1340, and I'll just get you immediately. Tell me who you are, just so I know. Because I got people adding me pretty regularly. 1 sec. 1 sec. Someone is in a solo shuffle. Seeing how long the match is. Guerrero looks he's getting like slapped around, so we'll give him a second. What's up, Dal? What's up, Ruin? Hey, you want to join? You may have a spot if you want to join in. Guerrero's is in a solo shuffle, so we could get him out of the door for a second, get you in, swap in, right? Do a little suture route. You want in? I'll get you in real quick. And I'll just. Oh wait, I think Guerrero's is out now. Never mind. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm just gonna queue it up. Do 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 do. I can join, but it can last 2 seconds. Yeah, all good, man. All good. All good. Last longer than most, man, if you know what I mean. If you tried Dalaran beta, it's so fun, man. I didn't keep getting my ass into me. Like, I talk about PvE or PvP. I do think in PvP, maybe they could be a little bit tankier. Because I do think they kind of get like, they feel like a caster, right? You feel like it feels like being a rogue and you jump in a priest. Like, they can run away, but like, they still die pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, they wear leather. I do think maybe they could be a little tankier. They might be like an evoker type of thing where they need a healer to really do well. Because they can do damage, they can crank, but like, they wear leather. Like, it's like jumping a bumpkin as a rogue. It will go down pretty quick. Not too bad. Which. But they can do a lot of damage, and apparently they can heal. I don't know if it gets like a build or not. And what's her name? Antistita? I don't even know. I almost want to call you Tostinos. You know what I mean? Like and Curdy? Yo, Shadow Priest versus Shadow Priest. When is the last time we seen a priest off here? Auntie. I'm gonna call you Auntie. I think it'll work fine. Oh, that team also got themselves Bayek on that mount. We got ourselves Ness Vetislav. Oh, okay, that's you. And we got Pinkies here as well as Ricard Farrell. I like the Farrell guy. I like his humor. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a very, very funny humor. I know what you're trying to say with it. Very spicy. Drink it out for Curdy. Immediate silence as Auntie trying to see if he can lock down Curdy. Got him to a little bit of that slowdown with a pet. Fear by Curdy onto Auntie. Curdy, that's his opportunity to have a go. Curdy with a silence. Big suck with a void rift. Big damage onto Auntie. Trying to see if he can fade out of there. Looking to get away from the rift, but that rift is gonna go pop. And if Curdy adds any more damage to it, it is going to be pretty rough. Ages for both proccing for Curdy, looking for a lot of recovery. Auntie with a full disperse. Did use his own defenses really, really early. Mind control to make sure Auntie doesn't go anywhere. That is a good play by Curdy, but he's getting some freebie damage on top of it right now. But both priests trying to see if he can fade. Fear is going to come out. Auntie, did you try to fear it? I think he did try to fear it with a big suck out of Curdy. Is Auntie a Archon? I think he is. Sounds out of Curdy. Auntie, you're gonna probably die. That's a pop balloon. Trying to heal. He was just in a situation where he couldn't go anywhere, but there was a Psy Fiend, or a Fiend, reducing his healing. I forgot what's it called. Psy Fiend? Because there's Shadow Fiend, Psy Fiend. Yeah, I think it's Psy Fiend. I'm pretty sure it's Psy Fiend. Beaming him down, not letting him heal that much. I think it was the right move. Stand there and hope you live. Nettie got, or Nesvetislav Slav, I guess we call him Slav the DK, got a full army rolling in, quick fear on the pets into Lichborn. The pets, however, are still a little bit disoriented, running all over the place for Kurdy. There's giving them time to wait until the Desperate Prayer is back up. Lichborn out for Nettie. With Kurdy, Dark Ascension getting interrupted on Holy. Fade for just a second, try to see if he can get away. Stun, not available for a little bit, but maybe got enough damage, maybe just burns me down. Dome is in play, AMS as well, but Kurdy got VE, so he can just survive stun. Question is, does Slav have enough damage to follow up? He doesn't have much in terms of defenses. Good kick on a Holy, but Shadow does lock you in right now. That's going to be full burst. Silence. You can't really do a lot right now. The explosion from the Rift was not enough to take him out, but Kurdy does end up going burning VE with Regard Feral. I'm going to try to make sure that I don't slip up here, but that is his name. The Feral is going to be up next. Pagano's playing Archon. All good, all good. Yeah, Archon could do well, but yeah, I mean, the Rift is really, really good. I have seen people intentionally play Archon though. So I was wondering if it was like some kind of a setup you were going for, because it's not terrible. I think I just go Wares on the Shadow Priest that actually got some claps onto Paladins was that before, and it's really strong. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing more games, so if you want to keep with it, let's reach out for the next go. Well, welcome to Bash on the Kurdy. Does have Disperse. Do you burn it or do you hold on to it? It's going to go for a fear. Desperate Prayer is available. Definitely should use it. Maybe looking for a Disperse here. Trying to see if we can take down Feral. We're just going to go Heart of the Wild and go for a healing. For Kurdy, that's an opportunity to recover. Regrows versus Flash Heals. He's got him so desperate. He may be looking for that desperation from the Disperse, however. That might be rough. Regard Feral trying to see if he catch a reset. Is out in the open looking for the Prowl. Does he still have dots on him? He may maim Kurdy immediately with the Disperse. He knew he was going to be able to force it out pretty easily. Leaping towards Feral. Does put himself into a fear range. That's going to be more pets for Kurdy with a big Void Torrent. Trying to see if he can maybe secure some kind of like a momentum here. That is a pretty big rip onto the Feral. He's trying to see if he can maybe keep the chain rolling. Silence not available. Kurdy got Feral very low wall right after. So for Kurdy, I think it's the best to back away right now. Without wall, I think you need a recovery. You just won't have a trinket. Maybe Eyes is the play. He's trying to see if he can play around the Feral. Did not get to pre-fade the Bash, unfortunately, for Feral. That's going to be dots he can put in. And that's going to be yet another big old bite. It's one of those situations where you definitely should press the offensive. And I think Kurdy made the right call to stay aggressive, because otherwise the Feral is just going to go for a reset. But I was wondering if maybe a quick pickup on the Eyes and then go for a little bit of healing, since he just did not have a trinket. Maybe that at least would give him like a go. Like if Feral's leaping on you, you know what to fade, right? You know exactly what to fade. The Feral, unfortunately, against Young, every time he goes in for a stun, it's going to be a blink. You'll be able to get some bleeds on him, but unless you get the proper rip, rake, everything, and then a Feral Frenzy, Young should be able to do stuff. Imakai dueling? Yeah, man, we are. Arcana Mirror is bad. Noted. I will keep that in mind. It's going to be Incarn out for Feral. Full bleeds are in. So Young is going to lock down on Frost. Puts in the bad spot. Goes in for an Invis. May need to go for a block. That trinket into a Skull Bash on Frost was absolutely monstrous, because Young has to go in for a block. This Feral so far has been able to put in so much pressure. That is so good. Trading the trinket like that against any class just to land a quick kick can be risky in some cases, depending on the class you go up against. But with Young, locking him out of Frost forced him into immediate pressure. Breath. Does Young, however, have a follow-up? He has a stun, but that's going to be power shifting out for the Feral. Maybe able to go for a flurry. A little bit of damage. A bar skin for the Feral. Just keeps him afloat here. A couple of procs for Young, but the Blades is still rotting him right now. Alter is available, so he's going to be able to reposition. Maybe he can go for the reverse blink just to get a little bit more health, and he's going to be able to go for that. But unless he's got another setup, I think the Feral will have him. Still got a bit of AoE pressure, is going to go for the block for the full recovery. Unfortunately, the Frozen Orb he sent out does not clip Feral to continue pummeling from behind the pillar, so it's going to be a complete reset. The images should be able to keep the Feral in combat pretty easily though. But for Young, I think maybe picking up the Eye, going for shifting power, getting some cooldowns. Next, Breath Stun Lock combo. If it's clean, I think the Feral, unless he gets Barskin, is going to go down. Potentially. Is going to go for a Bash, big blink right after, has an alter. Maybe you just alter back in, trying to go for a Spike. Is that do enough? Spice, we've seen actually Spikes do a ton of damage, is going to go for a burst maybe a little early. Young is going to maybe have to go for another shifting power to get some cooldowns back, just a little bit. But otherwise, he's in a bit of a rough spot, I think. I really do think the Feral right now has the advantage here in this duel. Young continues to send procs in. Unfortunately, Frozen Orb. It would be kind of nice if you could like position where the Frozen Orb is going to stop naturally without like a talent for it. Ursos is going to end up going for blinks around it. No stuns. Full bleeds are in. Breath to follow. Young needs someone to help him survive here just a little. Knock at the Feral, but the bleeds are going to take you, unfortunately. He does go in for the last ditch attempt at burst, but the Feral is able to keep the raw pressure rolling. He's got to find a way to fight through the Paladins as well as the Hunter, so the Feral Druid is not completely out of the woods here. But he's going to get mad bleeds on Dan. Hold on, Dan. Your health. Yeah, I'm actually worried about you. I did not expect your health to just start dipping that quick. He's playing into that dampener. Shield of it is up, but it's just eating through it. It's just eating away at him. Yo, if he can do another one of these goes, I think he's going to have it. I think he's actually just going to have it. It's going to be potentially a clean sweep by the Feral. He needs to play around the dampening. Laying hands out for Dan. So now you're trying to figure out, does he bubble? Does he bop? Can I force those things out and still make it out of this safely? You don't have a trinket. You have a Heart of the Wild coming up at 30. So the Feral needs to be extra careful. Dan is real low. Maybe if you can catch a quick interrupt on him, right? Skull Bash on a Holy. He's going to have to bubble. He's going to have to bubble. So this is actually perfect for the Feral. This is perfect for the Feral. Unfortunately, Dan cannot use the bubble to get out of a stun, immune the Feral, and turn around. Try to go for a blind. Does not catch him. Feral, you kind of are open. And Dan is locked to very, very low health. Unless he's got something else. You got Wake of Ashes and a Dawnlight on you. Giving Goaris maybe an opportunity to get a Heart of the Wild or Mark of Hunter's Mark. I said Heart of the Wild, but I really meant like Hunter's Mark. Heart of the Wild, Hunter's Mark. Mark of the Wild. Maybe it's Mark of the Wild, right? Heart of the Wild, Mark of the Wild, Hunter's Mark. The H's, man. The H's, honestly. Silence onto a Feral. He wants to go in for a stun. Go trick it out for Guerreros. He's Beast Mastery, so maybe you could just find a way to kite the pets. That's a lot of damage from the pets. I think it might be over for the pets. I think he just died to the pets. I don't think there's a way to fight it. He got himself a Heart of the Wild, but no, Kill Command taking him out. He did such a good job, man, running these guys down. Pinkies with a full ascent, scattered by Goeris, is going to be a trinket. He's got a lot of burst. Turtle Shell is out, helping deflect a lot of the damage. Just trying to see if he can wait out the burst out of the Shaman, dropping down traps, eating one of those traps with a Ghost Wolf. But for Goeris, I think if he goes for like a full reset, knock it back. He's just trying to see if he can buy himself a bit of time. I don't know if he can go for a camo. So far, his pets have not gotten in combat. So maybe a camo? Maybe no root? Trying to see if he can AoE him out. He's actually so close to him. Does catch him. Quick scatter for just a second. As he got a binding shot waiting for him. Pinkies, as long as you avoid it, you should be okay. Pets are in. Damage is out. Guerrero's got himself a lot of potential damage. He's got himself lots of pressure. Pinkies with a wall. Just trying to see if you can survive. Fortify yourself long enough. There goes the stone bulwark on top of it. But for Guerreros, he's just trying to see if he can get out of there. Freezing trap for a second. The pets are still in place, so you should, I feel like you really should min-max the pet value right now. Rooting for a second. The Stampede is in. You can't really go anywhere. You're just trying to see if you can finish it, but like your health is super low. Burrows on the ground. I think for Guerreros, unless if Pinky's got himself a big go right here, like a Tempest proc, I don't really know what you can do. He's got the Primordial, so maybe something you could work off with. Primordial into a Storm. You just gotta Sunder. Not gonna happen. Not happening. Goeris, do you have enough damage? Wall, just try to see if you can finish it. I should be able to. Does get it. Bayek is the last one left. I like how we're getting a duel off the bat where everybody gets a chance to play. All the way down to Bayek. For Radimus, he's really gonna need Goeris. Like if Radimus wants to find a way to beat Bayek here, because I think it's gonna come down to Bayek and Radimus. For Goeris, it's all about trying to get as many cooldowns on a Bayek as possible. So if you can go for full burst, and then force a bop out of him, lay on hands, anything. That's going to make it easier for Radimus. You're basically playing as a team player. It's not about how well can you do, if you can defeat Bayek, it's about softening him up for Radimus to hopefully secure a team a win there. Into a Hodge. Bayek knows he just needs a little bit of dots and takes him out. Goeris with a feint for just a second. He needs to maximize damage right now if you got anything, but unfortunately Paladin with the hammers from distance, able to take out the Hunter safely without too many defenses committed. Seen a deja vu right now? Yeah, I think we've seen this last week too, didn't we? With it coming down to just like Paladin versus Paladin at the end. Maybe I think it was Radimus versus Bayek. But now it's going to come down to a chess match of cooldowns. I kind of like the helmet and the set you started going with. A bit of that metallic yellow. I kind of like the uniqueness of it. Searing Glare. I'm surprised none of y'all are wearing the Chain Kitty. I am very surprised. And I'm almost kind of like, perplexed. Why not if y'all are utilizing the one of the best looking mods that people have been waiting for months now? Shield Divinance out for Bayek. Bob trades together with Radimus on his Spell Warden, or I guess Spell Warden for Spell Warden trade, not really a Bob. One of you laying hands, I think, right? Bayek taking chips away damage. That's not feeling that good. Radimus actually got the health advantage, so Bayek laying hands, stun onto Radimus. Do you have a trinket? Maybe looking for a bubble. Does go for a bubble. Needs to find a way to get a trinket out of Bayek. Radimus now is in a rough spot because Bayek has this out. He has this bubble. So Radimus needs to find a way to recover. Lay on hands might help him. Stun may be able to get something out of Bayek. It does get it. Do you have lay on hands? Because if you have a lay on hands, you need summon because the next stun is coming. The stun is coming. Unless you got summon for it, lay on hands is perfect. That's great. Bayek still could land a stun, but Bayek's health is low, so now he's playing very, very careful. Stun could turn these things around. Stun is in. You don't have an out. If only you had a blessing of sake ahead of time. Radimus, do you have anything to follow up? Shield of Vengeance barely keeping you alive, and actually Radimus does take it. Oh, the clutch factor of it was so good. So good. Radimus does claim it. Oh, that was close. That was so close. Well played. It is literally a chess match. How much value can you get out of those cooldowns when you got Pally v Pally? It's pretty exciting, actually. I like seeing that. Let's get us another one going, boys. Bayek and Young, let me know when you guys are good and you got 5 and you are ready, and we'll send it. Yeah? That was actually so good. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Because it's like, you know their cooldowns, you know what they're doing, you know what they're going for. Double checking with Young, and we'll send it again. Let's do a Tolveron. I think we got enough casters to do Tolveron. Oh, you're on. That was a good set of fights. I enjoyed it. Everybody got a chance to play. There was some nice matchups there as well. We had Feral Druid, we had Shadow Priest, we had a Magus. Pally got to play a little bit too. There's a Beastmaster Hunter. We got Pinkies. We got an Unholy Death Knight. So it's like, I love when it's a variety of classes because you'll see a bunch of matchups like how does Unholy fare against a Beastmaster Hunter? How will Curdy fare against Feral when they don't have dampening, right? A bit of a rematch between those two. How would that matchup work out? How is Young going to be able to do versus Anti, which is Anti, by the way, if you are Archon, you said yourself, Archon in that mirror matchup is not great. I don't know if you want to go Archon or Void, just letting you know ahead of time. Just a quick reminder. I'm sure you're like, Dal, I play Shadow Priest. You don't need to remind me, bro. Just do your job, I'll do mine. I'll play male characters anywhere I'm wearing a chain bra. Why not, bro? Just embrace it. Embrace it, man. It's summer. It's 6 months from summer, but it's pretty much summer. You know what I mean? It's closer to summer now than it was last month, so might as well, right? Which? Bayek or for the team 1 versus Dan. Okay. Bit of a pally off of the get-go. It is still going to come down to cooldowns, honestly. It's going to come down to who has better management of CDs, who can get the most value. But without dampening, like, really pressing these paladins down into the sand. I was going to say dirt, but we are in the sandy arena. It is going to come down to how much value can you squeeze out of those cooldowns, because now you can actually use just raw healing and like Wake of Ashes Dawnlight healing to just like counteract, let's say somebody using the Spell Warden and just chasing you down. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be Bayek trying to see if he closes the gap. Searing Glare, but Dan breaks out of it before it connects and kind of just blinking all over the screen. Bayek lands a stun on him. Bayek also going for a Dark Iron Racial. So now, if Dan goes in for a stun, Bayek can't counter. He will have to go for an immunity, especially if Dan got damage behind it. You got 20 seconds until the trinket is available. Using the Dark Iron Racial actually may put you in a bit of danger. I think he realizes it. Keeping his max range from Dan, as well as away from Shield of Vengeance, so he doesn't just eat free damage. 10 seconds is all Bayek gotta buy himself time for. But if Dan moves in right here, right now, I mean, at this point, not really, but if he had an opportunity to possibly make something happen there, and that's going to be yet another stun. Bayek punishing Dan for just poking from behind the pillar, doing a bunch of damage. Bayek making sure to get a distance. Dan has to go for a last resort lay on hands. So one of his big moves is used really early. Bayek with a trinket, trying to keep that pressure, see if he can maybe get a bubble out for Dan. Does not sit that blind for long at all. Dan is looking for a bubble right now. Bayek is getting also kind of low. Do you bubble as well? Lay on hands. This is why trading those cooldowns. He has an answer, saving a better answer of complete immunity for the next guy. So he's in a fantastic spot right now. For Dan, he is, I think, objectively behind. He's got 16 seconds until where the human racial can be used for the next stun. So maybe that'll give him some opportunity, but it really will come down to how well does he trade? How well does he set stuff up? Lots of snow. Bro, I wish there was a little bit of snow. Actually, I like the snow, but I hate the cold where I live because I live like by the beach. So when it snows, everything is shut down. I like the snow, but I really do hate the cold at this point. Been living in the US for too long, man. I'm not used to the cold. I think it's mostly because of my foot injury. Like whenever it's cold outside, it does start to like feel sore. So now there's like that annoyance that I'm just probably gonna have to live for the rest of my life. Hate the snow and cold. I love the snow. I love the cold normally. But living in a place where it snows once every couple of years, you miss it, but you don't get used to the cold anymore. You just don't. Maybe just because it's windy or humidity. One of those two. Cold and humidity probably does not go well together. Dan's still in a position though. As we do our little side quest in chat, Dan does land the stun, but he's still fighting an uphill battle. Basic Spell Warden is all you got to possibly give you a bit of a turnaround. We are hitting at 3-minute mark, dampening, slowly ramping up. And these paladins, at some point, one of you is going to die. Bayek has a bubble. He has Spell Warden. Unless Dan can work back up like a lay on hands or something, I think he's got to find a way to at least get chipped through defenses of Bayek. He's got to get Bayek in a stun, force a bubble out of Bayek, trade Spell Warden, and then take him out. That is the only thing he can do to win. Bayek being kind of low in health, it does give you an opportunity. That could be a great chance for it. Shrink it right after. Bayek with a Searing Glare. You can't really stop it, but Dan needs to follow up with damage. He needs to find a way to get a bubble out of Bayek right now. Spell Warden, you have to make a play. Bayek knows exactly what is happening. He does not want to give up the bubble at all, or Spell Warden, or any one of these abilities whatsoever. So unless Dan had himself a pure lockdown, proper stun, and then just push the damage, force a bubble, I don't really know if you're in a position where you could win this. I don't think, actually. Haven't had snow here in years. You guys have rain, so, and cold weather, I'm assuming, so that's good. You guys basically got like a snow light. Bayek dropping kind of low. Not gonna bubble, I don't think, right? Kind of dropping low. Dan with a full wake of ASUS is gonna go for recovery. I think trying to go for first aid while moving. Is that a thing? No. No. Bayek does end up taking him out. Curdy is up next. We are getting into a little bit of a... This way dampening at 20% and counting is only going to get worse and worse. He basically got like a mortal strike actually. Not even just a light mortal strike. A mortal strike when you have passive at all times. Giving Bayek a chance to recover. Curdy is a champion, dude. Champion. Happy New Year's. What's up, back? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, my guy. It's damn cold and even worse than normal. Yeah. I can see it. I can imagine it. I like the cold and refreshing. Bro, I was born in Russia. I love the cold. But like when you live in the kind of like a more humid, warm environment next to the beach and wetlands, you like after years of living here, man, you just adapt to the new environment. Don't get me wrong, again, I like cold. It's just, you know, when you don't experience it every single year, you do kind of like the passive cold resistance wears off. You know what I mean? Blind onto Curdy does break out very, very quickly. He's got everything available here. Lots of potential healing. Cannot dodge the Searing Glare. Does get disrupted or holy. He's forced to the point where he needs to go in for a disperse. Otherwise, he's just going to take way too much damage. Back with the fear. Trinkets out of it. Bubble still available. Curdy does have, I think, Massive Spell still silence. Oh, the bike. Do you have a burst? Just a random burst to take him out? Maybe the Rift? No, the Rift was not enough. The Rift was not enough. I was wondering maybe you could just proc the Rift early. Get it to pop. Take it out Bayek right then and there. But no. And the difference is there. Bayek against another paladin had to do chip away damage. Chipping damage. Just chip away at his defenses little by little. With CyberPowerPC, he's like, all right, I got a perfect opportunity. I'm going to rush it. I think he might have to do the same thing with a Hunter. When he gets him close enough, perfect opportunity, run in, Hodge, rush them down, because you are just going to have a lot of pets on you. You know the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. He's standing next to the Hunter, knowing that he might just have to go for a bubble here. He does go for the bubble. Maximize the damage while immunities are up is huge, especially if you can just prolong that Dawn Light damage at the very least. Searing Glare to follow up does go for a turtle with a binding shot right after. Gobert just trying to see if he can keep himself afloat here. He needs to maximize that range. A big knock on a Bayek. Question is, do you not? Oh wait, you do have? Wait, so all the specs you were summoning up, was that not a Call of the Wild? Or was it just that short of a CD for that thing? Stun. For Bayek, that's an opportunity just to end this duel right then and there. He's got nothing left. He just needs to maximize what damage he's got. It does end up taking him out. Radimus or Young Jay? One of you guys got to be next, and one of you got to be the next to hopefully slow down Bayek. This fool rampage has got going on. Rats are hilarious. Yeah, as an undead with a bunch of like plague rats, I think it's thematic. I think it's really, really cool. I think undeads with a bunch of spiders, snakes, or like plague rats, or those plague bears in like the like infected bears in Hillsbred. I think those would be really, really sick. You know what I mean? I think at this point, maybe it's about that time. Unless it is for midnight. I think it's about that time for you to choose what, and chat, you can correct me. Have they allowed you to go back and like let you pick the spec of your pet? So you could have like a lust pet, defensive pet, or cunning pet. I feel like they should just go back and give hunters the ability to pick whatever you like. Unless they have done so already. So hunter with a huge coda with new models. Yeah, dude, that looks so sick. I think it should be more pet battlers. Yeah, I do think so too. Like, let it be a cosmetic thing, right? Like, maybe you do some kind of like a thing where if you have the pet and you've established enough of a bond, if you've done enough content with the pet, you're bonded with the pet and you could change its like spec. Or you do a short quest on as a hunter to learn what pets are like or whatever, and now you just have it permanently on your account that you can just change their spec. I think that'd be sick. Like, at this point, it'd be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Bayek, under a ton of pressure, does go for a big lay on hands. Young got himself loads of damage rolling in. Spike, maybe it'll be enough. Spike did not crit like he wanted to. Last week, the Spike crit for a ton. Shoot powers in play. He knows he wants to see if he can take down Young. Does not have enough for this one. I think it's just going to be Young taking him out. He just one more lance and does take it. Barely any health. Still a Dawn Light ticking, rotting him away. Bayek held the fort down valiantly at the very least. Paladin is a tough one to break, but it looks like Anti is going to be up next for Young as well as Radimus. I mean, maybe you guys can combine the effort and take out the Shadow Priest, Unholy DK. That's going to be a lot of burst damage out of all of them. The Feral Druid, I think, also going to have a lot of damage, but that one I think probably has the best longevity out of everybody. Well, maybe, I guess if you look at the healing factor, technically I think Unholy DK would probably have the best longevity in terms of just raw defenses, right? AMS, AMZ, Ledgerborn DR, as well as IBF DR, right? Damage reduction for those. Maybe that's going to be like enough to like just tank up a couple of death strikes here and there. No death pack, but that is going to be, I guess death pack wouldn't really do anything in this high dampening, honestly. Bring back unique pet abilities. I think for them it was a balancing nightmare, and they made it only so that only certain pets saw play. So I felt like that could be. I feel like maybe Beastmaster Hunter should at the bare minimum be able to choose some of those unique pet abilities. You know what I mean? At least if like Beastmaster Hunters can do that, I think that'd be fine. But it just would be kind of cool, like to have your pets as a cosmetic. Kind of how Warlocks have like a bunch of cosmetic demons, but they all do the same thing anyway. I think that'd be kind of sick. You know, you customize your mount, you customize your Mog, you customize your house. Why not customize your pet? That'd be sick. Frost Bomb up. Young just trying to see if he can take him down. Anti does have a trinket, doesn't burn it. He's just gonna sit it. He's just deciding to let his health go down. He's kind of trusting either the Void Swap, which I'll allow. Normally we're like, Void Swap, kind of weird, but like, I'm okay with it. If you like swap with Pinkies or Feral and they got some healing, they could just probably spam heals. If they do swap, you guys are allowed to like, Pinkies and Feral can heal whoever gets swapped with. If he does that, I'm swapping him. But we'll see. Dropping down full crash into a block. Young just trying to see if he can play up to the health. PI, he wants to see if he can steal it. Breath, he's close enough. Maybe just breath. But fear is something you're going to have to dodge and worry about. Dark Ascension full void torrent. This is where the shot just goes behind the pillar. Letting that channel damage just rot him down. Couple of DPs dropping into a full burst of the void. At least you had greater invis to give yourself a big DR. That rip does go through him. Ripping your health bar apart. Just takes a huge chunk out of your health bar out. Shifting power is available. You can get a random slows though. So for Young, at least he's using that mobility as well as those passive souls from Frost. But let's keep Anti kind of low. He does still have a trinket. He has an answer here. I don't know if he does go for the full go. I think it's good trinket and yeah, it is a trinket. Trying to see if he can fade out of it. Took like basically almost no damage from that whole go. Well done, well done. I think Young might just be going down here. He does have a Ring of Frost, but like he can stop him for a bit, but he just doesn't have enough to follow up. Anti just needs to worry about their health and just trying to maintain their health as high as possible for Radimus. He is trying to position silence. Maybe that's an opportunity for you just to take him out. Another shadow crash comes through. It's just freebie damage. He wants to see if he can end it. He really wants to see if he can just end it right here. He is right on the cusp of it. But being a priest, you know you have no ability. You know you have no ability. You have to do this. You have to mount up. You have to play it slow. I guess the Magus is trying to prolong the match as best as possible. Quick AoE for you or dust trinket out of it. Breath to follow. You don't have a trinket unless Young goes in for a stun. He does have it. He doesn't commit to it. I think it's because he doesn't have a Ray of Frost. So maybe you just wait. Maybe you just go for a poly and then just immediate stun. Just try to keep the damage from a distance. Chip damage. It is going to be a quick fade, but still he took a bit of that channel. And he knows that it's just a matter of time. Are the dots on you? They are, but they're eating away at him so slowly, and the mage been able to stop it. I'm now invested into this like Shadow Priest versus Mage duel, man. Super invested into this. I want to see where this goes. Double blink for Young. Just try to see if you can double out of there completely. Does not want to mess with him whatsoever. Does not even want to be in the same room as this guy. Well, unfortunately, we get you guys stuck here in the cage to fight one another. And Angie knows it's like I'm gonna have slows in both hands. I just gotta wait it out, maybe mount up, and then come close the gap, go for a silence, maybe a quick fear, get some damage. I think he will just have to go for like a full rift. He just has to go another one of those rifts. He has to go torrent. I think he has to commit a torrent because Young is trying to buy himself as much time as humanly possible. I think he just has to go for a torrent. Silence is a good move, but he's on the move already. He's just moving ahead of time. Greater Invis just for the DR to stamp in some of the dot damage. Got himself a bit of that shift power. Hold on a second. Young, breath, stun. Anti does have a disperse, but I don't know if it's not going to heal you, but it's going to end up dampening a lot of damage. Fear. Anti with a quick fade. Oh, do you massive spell it? No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. But Anti just needs to be very careful. That next breath could force a disperse out of him, which he's going to need it. If he can get himself a rift around the corner, he'll be golden. I think he wins if he gets a rift around the corner. That pet is going to do a little bit of damage, but not that much. Like, it actually... Isn't that thing supposed to be really good if, like, against low health targets, too? I feel like it didn't do much. It, like, sapped him a little, but maybe you just need the mastery dots together with it. Not sure. Young could reposition, quick breath, and Anti would have to set a full stun lock combo. Dude, Young could just buy himself time. I think he should go for a stun lock combo, get a disperse out of Anti. Anti has a trinket coming up very, very soon. I think Anti wins this. If this match goes on for too long, he does win. Stun, he has a silence, nothing you can do about it. Breath to follow, just gotta get a turnaround. I think you're just going for a stun. That's gonna be a trinket, human racial out for Anti as soon as the stun comes through. He's gonna go for disperse instead. Still taking damage. Disperse, not really doing a lot of dampening. You don't really have a lot of healing either. So Young's burst actually made a bit of an impact. Shooting power to maybe go the school dance back a little quicker. Breath is back up and available. He's gonna go for a lockout on the shadow. You still have a rip, but it is gonna end up devouring you. For Anti did end up having to commit quite a lot of cooldowns here, but the VE is not gonna do much. Maybe you do a quick swap real quickly with like Pharaoh or somebody, because Radimus is last to left, unless he wants to give you like a proper auto duel. Then yeah. Oh my, why? How is this turned into like a really long match? Shadow Priest versus Mage. They're just still going at it. It's crazy. Oh, okay. We also got Zeno who wants to join those, but he needs like 2 spots. So I guess he's bringing him and his homie, him and a buddy. For Anti, he just got to get a bubble out of Radimus. The earlier he gets it, the better. He doesn't have disperse, unfortunately. It's going to be that Blessing of Saint. That's fine. Blessing of Saint is okay. Fear onto Radimus. Radimus is going to have to bubble it. Anti just needs to live, just needs to run, try to see if he can position. Maybe he can get a Void Shift. Does he get a Void Shift? Does he use it? No. I was thinking he was going to go for a Void Shift. He did talent into it. But I think he decided, you know what? I'm going to keep it a 1v1. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm just going to keep it a proper 1v1 duel. Not going to go for a health swap. But Radimus, I think, laying hands, barely alive. I think it's over, right? The army of deads all around you. I don't think Searing Glaive is going to be able to do much here, unfortunately. Wait, Slav, your pets are passive. You gotta, yeah, I was going to say, his pets are straight up passive. But yeah, by picking up 3, well done, well done. Shadow Priest does end up squeaking a victory from the Mage. Definitely long one, man. Mages can kite you out forever, but if you imagine if that game had no dampening. I think the mages would literally live forever. Let's get another one going. Jayhawk as well as Bayek, let me know. And if you guys need more bodies, we do have 2. We do have a pair. I would like to join in. But I think they would want to be on the same team, though I'm not 100% on that. Let me know. Okay, checking in. Bikes in a sec. Take your time. I want to play as well as possible. Definitely. Definitely. If we need more bodies, we got runes. We got Zeta with a buddy. So, yeah. So if you need more spots, we can definitely get some bodies in here swapped out. Bring back your unique compatibility, suck for balance, but great thematically. Yeah, mob was great in that way. I do kind of miss when they had the pets that had a B-res. I thought that was really, really cool. I think hunters given in B-res right now would be kind of crazy. So I think, you know, having paladins with a B-res, death knights with a B-res, warlock with a B-res, druids with a B-res, it's fine. Since all hunters can basically bring lust, and there's like a defensive wall. Well, there's not a wall anymore, it's just pretty much lust. But other utility too, it's like, it's fine as it is right now. Soon as a spot opens up. At the very least, I would like for them to be able to bring back the ability for allow hunters to change the spec of their pets. I am BM, right? Okay, can I bring out a pet? Is that like a wow, can hunters change the... I feel like that was like a mechanic that we're gonna do at some point. Chat. Hold. Hold. You ready, bro? 1 second. You can. You can. That is a thing. No, you can change your pet spec anytime you want them. That's already a thing. I remember, I think did like a video of like a update. I don't remember when, but yeah, you can change the spec of your pets. Just you go to a stable. That's been a thing for a while. That's the thing. Like I knew that used to be a thing, and then they removed it. Because they did remove it. You could not change your spec for a very long time. I do remember that being like a gripe for hunters for a while. And I guess for patch, what looks like patch 11.1 is when they did it. I think it just flew under the radar. It's been in a game for majority of this spec. True. True. I had to look it up because I was like, I was feeling like, because I remember when you could, and I remember when they took it away, and then for the longest, you could not change anything about your pets. Like, not a thing whatsoever. Literally nothing. Hey, Dal, why don't you get a team of Spirit Raptor and Rogamar? Why did you go? I don't actually play this hunter, so I don't think the Spirit Hunter would do anything for me. I mean, I could check in to see if he's up, but I just give this character just a duels character. It's like over here or something, right? It's like there should be like a nest somewhere. I think it should be like here, wouldn't it? Or is it here? It's somewhere out here. There's supposed to be like a thing you can click. Bonfire. This one? Oh, there's like a, yeah, spectral eggshell. Yeah, there is. Yeah. So if I wanted to, I can get it. Do I have the ability to tame pets? I do. Do I need to have this thing like dismissed? I'm gonna dismiss my pet just in case. And then I need Tame Beast. Is he gonna kill me? He's gonna slap it for a second. There it is. There it is. I have one now. I don't even have one on an A realms. Okay. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna queue you guys up. We go hook. But there it is. We got gone. Going, gone. Yeah. Dude, I promise you, unless I just memory hold this, for the longest time you could not change the hunter specs. I remember that clearly, vividly. But I forgot that they added that as part of this expansion as like a mechanic you can do again. I forgot. I honestly forgot. It looks fresh for real. What's up, puppy? Dude, the pet? Yeah, the pet looks fresh. Pet looks fresh. It like spawned. I knew it was somewhere in that area. I thought it was like a nest, but you're right. It was a bonfire. I remember back when I was actually like really trying to like play my hunter in Legion, because I was like, all right, let's actually play hunter. I was like, oh, I need a spear beast. Okay, where do I get one? Oh, there's this egg. Okay, didn't spawn. Okay, there's a griffin. Didn't spawn. There's a bird flying in like Hyjal. Didn't spawn. Oh, I can just go to Surmar and tame a normal cat. I'll do that. If I had that, it was a pretty lame one. It's just an easy to get. Which because the Surmar cats were pretty spirit beasts at the time for the heal. Pinky's gotta be up first versus Curdy. The Shadow Priest versus Enhancement. I actually think Enhancement with how much healing they have, I think is probably meant to win it. Especially if you pop an Ascendance off the bat. It's Curdy with a stun. Tried to lock it down as best as possible. Pinky's using that trinket a little early. Does put him in a rough spot. Was that a tremor? He did tremor into, what is it, the mind games. Mind control. So Curdy just kind of just stuck in place for a bit here. Ascendance unfortunately does not get too many procs, but the damage is in play. Getting those big tempos, so Pinky should have massive heals available in case he ever actually needs to send it. Literally laying hands worth of heals, so you can just outlast whatever damage he's taking for the time being. At least while dampening isn't super high. He does have a Siphon on him. That is going to dampen some of that healing. Fear by Curdy. Curdy can just keep the chain of the fears going. Does help reduce a lot of the healing from Pinky's. He needs to be a little bit more careful with that specifically. Maelstrom spent, Maelstrom cast, Maelstrom healed, and you should be able to keep yourself alive here for quite a decent bit as long as you're generating and spending that Maelstrom. But you really have to be pretty aggressive with that Maelstrom spending and generating. The faster you spend, the better healing you're going to get out of it. Curdy with the fade for just a second. Pinky's, unless you have a lockdown, big tempest is huge. Massive heals should be made available. Silence to try to see if you can lock him down for a second. Pinky's with a burrow down, can go for a knockup. Curdy still does have a disperse in case he needs to. Quick fear. Unfortunately, he did have a tremor, but there's no way you're going to be able to time it perfectly, right? Unless you're just literally tracking it specifically into a full rift. I actually think for Pinky's, it slides here. It's a full rift. That's a full siphon. That's just all the damage. Curdy is able to collapse everything around him with Anti, I think, switching over from an Archon into a Siphon. So should have himself a fantastic go. And Curdy is going to be a little bit behind on at least one defensive. That is VE minus PI. Trinket. You throw a trade Trinket into a fear by Anti, PI and everything available. Fur Burst is up. Curdy, if you could just line aside this burst, it's a full rift. You're going to have to take the damage and just deal with it. If you can ignore and at least avoid Anti so he doesn't jump too much DP, too much instants into you, fade for a second for that instant cast damage. Just try to see if you keep yourself alive. Unfortunately, Aegis proccing is going to go for a fear reversal. Has himself a silence to follow up too, so it's going to be a huge go with a first silence. It's going to be Anti taking huge hits. If Curdy can match up the damage, match up that intensity, Anti can be in a rough spot. VE being used by both priests, so it's actually going to be a bit of an equalizer, a bit of equilibrium. Undead Rachel for Curdy, so you can keep the pressure. And Anti having to go for Disperse actually gives Curdy such an advantage. He can push some stuff up. He can go for Disperse for any kind of go for Anti later. So now he's actually in a really healthy spot. Silence is just trying to get himself a go here. Does have a stun. Anti does not have enough for Curdy. That's a stun into a fear trade. Into another rift, but it is going to be stunned by Anti with a rift of their own. Curdy has a dispersion trade here. Anti doesn't. So Anti is going to be under a ton of pressure. Curdy with the disperse, as it's going to be a bunch of instant cast damage. Anti with a ton of healing with the flash heals, but it's going to be silenced immediately by Curdy. Does he have follow-up? Both priests are so low. Fear onto Curdy. For Anti, this could be the win here. Could potentially just take him out. Dark Ascension is in play. Curdy with a bit of self-healing. Trying to keep himself offload as best as possible. Desperate Prayer is in play, but Anti able to pick up a ton of healing, though, with Halo also providing additional healing. And whatever damage onto Curdy if he does focus head from behind the pillar. Full threat, I think it's just lights for Curdy. Anti played that super well. I thought for Curdy having a disperse was going to give him the advantage he needed, but apparently it just was not quite enough. I honestly thought it was going to be a great trade, but Anti just kept the pressure rolling in such a good way. There's just not much you can do. And unfortunately for Adamus, immediate immunity. Nothing a Shadow Priest can do. Can't CC, can't do damage. All they can maybe do is just stand there and flash heal until you get interrupted, but yeah, just did not give him a chance. Radimus might be a bit of under pressure here, though. No spell warden. Lay on hands will have to be coming out. Will have to come out here really soon. But look at that pet damage. I mean, Mortals not even anywhere near him. He's just all the way on the opposite side, opposite end, and just letting those pets tear Radimus apart. Try to see if you might be able to force a bubble just with pets alone. Together with the A-bomb as well as the ghoul, both the pets do end up going away. Unless Radimus goes for a heal, that's going to be a Hodge. IBF for Mortals is going to be immediate bobble out for Radimus. Mortals just needs to wait. Just needs to wait it out. Got a bit of that Dawn Knight. Radimus picking up a little bit of healing. And for Mortals, he needs to have himself a follow-up here. Is going to go for that grip. Try to keep the pets, the riders, next to Radimus. Just needs to let him sit there for a little longer. Silence to follow up. That's going to be all that damage. Kick is available in case he needs to. He's just in the spot where he can't really respond. Does go for a juke, but it doesn't matter. Mortals goes in for a death pack immediately, so he has at least some health to work with. Putting that thing on cooldown, so you might be able to get another use out of it 2 minutes later. So that's actually really good for him. And Young has all these pets attacking him. Immediate grip by Mortals. Unfortunately, no silence for Young. Does go for a trinket kick and is going to use that mobility just in Chain of Ice to just get away from the mage. He needs to get away from him for a second, catch himself a breather. I don't know if he has a blind, like a frontal blind or anything. AMS is available, I think. AMZ should be available. Army is available as well. So if you get those pets to do damage, try to see if you can stop the flow of this army horde, this undead horde with a Ring of Frost, knocking some of those riders back, which is huge for him. Mortals needs to make sure that those pets are on Young. Silence does go for a trinket. Those pets stunning Young for just a second. They're riding right after him. Polymorph onto Mortals. For Young, that's an opportunity to make some damage, but those pets are still doing a ton of burst. Young maybe looking for a possible block here. Mortals taking huge hits. Does go for a Death Strike. Yet another Death Strike to follow up. Block out for Young. So that is huge. Young had to go, but he cut it so clutch. And Mortals just able to pick up a little bit of those Death Strikes. Picking up a little bit of health. No AMS for a second. Blind is perfect. Gives him an opportunity just to wait this out a little bit. Silence very soon. You should be able to combine Silence together with a bunch of pets too. That will be a huge go. Mortals catching up a ton of healing here. Second block is available for Young, unless you can maybe land a quick interrupt on him. I'm the Feral, by the way. What's up, fam? I like the image. A Feral with a cat image for profile. I think it's kind of fitting. Actually, very fitting. Like your name, by the way. Like the humor. Polymorph out for Young. Frostbound to follow him. Does go for a full Stone Meteor. It's just, I let you block its lights. I think he would just try to see, like, maybe I could have another go, but, like, he knows, like, if he's gonna block, he's just not gonna be able to get any bursts. So he's like, might as well. I might as well have a go. I think he just, honestly, he could have prolonged the game. He could have drawn it out, but I think the Death Knight counters Caster pretty well. Especially with the whole army, especially Goeris, as long as you slow down Goeris. So the army actually gets the damage, actually able to stay on top of him. Looks like the pets are actually passive. Mortals needs to be very careful, because I think the pets are literally passive right now. They're not getting a lot of damage out. He's just going for more defensive. But yeah, those pets are not really doing much. They're not on Goeris at all. I don't even know if the pets being on Goeris would have done enough. But yeah, that is something you got to be extra careful about. Pulling the pets back, make sure they're engaging. Make sure they're attacking. Coincidence? WoW 2 character WoW 1 is currently unavailable. Fair enough. We will be doing more duels on EU if you want to join in. Bring the WoW 1 account. Goeris? I think it's just dead to bleeds, right? I just dead to bleeds. It's just over. There's not much you can do. Yeah, Feral bleeds are nuts. I am hoping Feral bleeds remain like some modicum of power heading into midnight, because again, that snapshotting right there, right? Big buffs, big bleeds, set him, forget him, let him melt. Let him melt. As a full stun out for Dan to win. Trinket out for Feral as you just going to go in for some damage. Got himself a bit of the Tiger's Fury. Barkskin waiting out the Dawnlight. He's really just got to worry about the Wings and Dawnlight combo. Bear form, Heart of the Wild could come out, doesn't end up using it. I think that is the right play. And it's a stun. Dan, no more wings available. Trying to see if we can force stuff out of him. Big blaze, but it's a bubble to follow. Wall up for Feral. Still got Heart of the Wild rolling. So you just got to wait out the bubble. And then he can maybe potentially just make a play right then and there. I don't think he can go for a stun. Otherwise, I think he would have just run in there immediately. But the faster you go back in there before Bob or Lay on Hands goes back on, the better. Shield of Venus up. Stun onto Feral. Unfortunately, I think that might be lights. Unless you could barely survive. Yeah, that is rough. That is rough. Who's still alive? Actually, it is, what, Bayek? What is Bayek? I think Bayek is trying to give Dan like a chance here. Like, yo, Why are you hitting me? Why are you hammering me, man? I'm trying to give you an auto duel. So Dan, you are walking in with maybe Lay on Hands available, maybe a Spell Warden available, but like you're gonna have to play it super well. Getting stunned up here, you're gonna have to find a counter. You're gonna have to find a way to counter it. I think Lay on Hands should be the play first here. If you have it, there goes Lay on Hands. I think that is the right play. Stabilizing a little bit, getting a lockdown into Bayek, but Dan is just getting hammered down right now. He needs to buy himself enough time. Spell Warden, can't stop it. It's over. Yep, it's over. When you Spell Wardens, you can't stun him, he can't do anything. Mortals actually got 2 and did a lot of damage too. The Unholy Death Knight, I feel like with how much damage those pets do, you just send them, let them do their work. It's really good. And you're gonna have even more pets in Midnight, just billions of little ghouls everywhere. I'm excited. But also Maguses, oh my god, dude, the fact that you can use a Putrefy, so it sends out a gold, it explodes, and a Magus spawns in its place. You're gonna have like 5 Maguses just like cascading Shadow Bolts and Frost Bolts at you. It's gonna look so sick, man. I am so excited for it. Bayek as well as Jay, let me know when we are good. Checking if team is ready. Also, if you got people dropping out, let me know, because we got Runes and we got Zeta. Because they're both interested in playing. Looks like Jay is ready. So is Bayek. Beautiful. Put you guys into a... Goers lags a lot. He should relog. Does Goers lag a lot? Maybe. Maybe a quick relog would help. Yeah. I'm here. Paladins, nope, I'm out. Wes, you are a hater. But I'm here for it. You are such a hater, but I'm here for it. Let's do... Was I gonna stream too? Yeah. Sometimes I think it's me, so I can't really ever tell if I'm the one that's lagging or if the other person is lagging. Because sometimes like you paladins in particular, like link in a little place when you pop Horus, right? Let's do a bit of a smaller map. I kind of want to mix it up a little, just a little, not crazy, just a little. Where's Taco? Where's Taco Pounder with the flashbang suggestions? Wait, do we need one? Goers is offline. Oh, is he just relogging? We'll give him a second. I think he actually listened to your Bayek. I think he's actually doing a relog. Yeah, we'll give him a second. By the way, Runes, if Goers doesn't come back, are you down? I'll give him like a minute, and then we can swap in. How did that sound? Wait, beta or what? That would have loved to do beta, but again, Wes, they did not do like any invites for the beta, man. Unfortunately, no beta invites. Beta. Dude, I would have loved to do beta. They did not do shit for invites, man. They did. Alpha apparently was notoriously very tiny in terms of invites, man. Like insanely small. Like barely anybody got in. I didn't get what you said. Seeing if you want his spot. He isn't back. Oh, Goris is online. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, he's back. He's back. I'm not gonna kick him out. He is back. I think he's just relogging. He's just saying what you guys. He's just doing what you guys suggested. Okay. No buttons. Hey, the beta IDK, but I can't kill now. No buttons. Yeah, for Red Pally, it's so weird because technically there was like optimization to make the rotation easier. Like having less buttons does make Red Pally easier. But to me, it feels so odd because the Crusader Strike is an auto. Normally, you can't go for 2 stacks of Judgment, and probably that's going to be the play. Maybe 2 stacks of Bladed Justice, and then Hammer being like a Judgment replacer. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but like, you know. Yeah, kind of crazy actually. Searing Glare or Blind. Wait, are they removing Searing Glare and Blind? Are they really? Is Searing Glare going to be the end? I thought they had still Searing Glare over in the beta. Is that actually going away? Bro, the entire PvP community about to rejoice. I'm not gonna lie, like people don't like Paladin Searing Glare. Like paladins like it, but a lot of other melee or casters or really DPS hate it as a button because it doesn't have like a DR really. It's crazy. Which God forbid paladin gets less annoying. Pink is gonna be first. Now speaking of paladins, is gonna be a blind. Searing glare is gonna be a what is it? Searing glare replaces blinding light. Oh, okay. So random is going for that searing glare. Couldn't go for the blind searing glare combo anymore. I get it. Pinkies should have plenty of maelstrom, plenty of survivability. Spell Warden technically can help, but Pinkies does some physical damage. Pinkies, you gotta remember, Wind Fury, brother, Wind Fury, Storm Strikes. They're still gonna be able to bypass that full-on immunity. Try to go for a stun, knockback on Radimus. He has Spell Warden anyway. That second totem was barely gonna get even a stun, even a smidge of a CC. Pinkies with a bit of that bulwark. Radimus is in that situation where he might be looking for a bubble. Does go for a bubble as a Tempest connects. Pinkies spanning and using Maelstrom even while Pally is bubbled, I think still allows you to get some decent heals in. You just got to be very, very careful for the next stun. Radimus trying to buy himself a bit of time until the cooldowns line up again. Trying to go for that Searing Glare. As long as he doesn't get disrupted, he might be okay. Trying to get a juke. He's trying to go for the juke, but the Pally does yet again a juke actually. Wings are available. Radimus, if you got a stun, this could be your go-to. Pink is gonna hodge, knock back for a second, but you just need one more hammer. Oh yeah. Just gotta wait until the Wake of Ashes is back in the game, baby. Immortal is gonna be up next. AM messing up immediately. Unfortunately, Radimus already used the Hodge against the Shaman, so there's like using AMS is more defensive, but not a way for you to counter like a Hodge or anything like that. Happy New Year, guys. Saya, Happy New Year. How you doing, my man? I saw the orange circle icon. I was more reading the text of Searing Glare and replacing Blinding Light. I didn't even see that's you. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope your family's all good. Paladin's top tier dueler. Right now, I mean, War Within, I think is definitely very, very good. Very good. I mean, Atha was doing like a bunch of duel competitions where people won gold as prize money. And he said it's really good for that specifically. Very, very good. Other classes are good too, but Paladin is a really good one. So depending who's in, like if you're decent with Paladin, you actually could potentially get like, you know, be the winner at the end of it all. Blind out into Mortalist does make it with the dot damage. Is going to go for a bit of that death pack just to give himself a bit more health. Dan locked down in the silence. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of riders to join that silence. And Mortalist is just going to back away, let those pets just do some passive damage to Dan, which is a decent bit of damage. Actually, if you can clone shadows from around the corner and get some death quills, it's also really, really good. It can do a decent bit of just chip damage. Definitely worth it, man. Definitely worth it. For Mortalist, though, I don't know if he's got... It looks like he should have army available very, very soon. If he has AMS, so he can just approach Dan with AMS, that'll be ideal. Does get hit with a stun. No way to break out of the stun, unfortunately. That's a full Wake of Ashes for Dan. Blinding for a second. For Mortalist, this could be an opportunity for a full-on army. Together with the AMS, he should be able to get a bubble out for Dan, I think. If he's going to go for a full commit. It looks like he does go for Apocalypse. Silence to follow up. He has to drop down the A-bomb on top of it. I think he might, yeah, I think he might be able to go for it. He's got a lot of riders in. There goes the A-bomb, so the riders are in full play. For Dan, he will have to go for a bubble. Stunning those pets helps a little, but there goes the bubble. Mortal just needs to survive long enough. His cheat death procs through, but it doesn't do much. Trinket's out for the stun. Needs a heal, but Dan able to secure that win. There's just nothing you can do against that bubble. Not much you can really do against that. With the anti going to be up next, immediately just... torrenting down Dan with a full burst. DPs are available. Nothing Dan can do in that situation. Spell, never mind. I stand corrected. Spell Warden is huge. Does go for a quick kick. Anthony's just gonna have to wait here a little bit. Yeah, with fewer follow up though. But a blind up for Dan. And he's actually doing a bit of recovery. Okay, I was thinking honestly, Anthony was gonna walk in and it was gonna be easy shoe in. Does Dan have a lay on hands? You know, if Dan has a lay on hands still cooking in the back pocket, that's gonna be unfortunate for Anti. Dan needs to land a kick, I think, maybe, or lay on hands. If you're gonna use it now, that'll be time to do it. Shield of Vengeance, keeping it barely, dude. Oh, the Precipice is gonna be a swap out for Anti. The swap is, I'll allow it. I'll allow Shadow Priest to swap. If you want to swap, Curdy, same thing to you. If you want to run swap, you're more than welcome to. If you choose to run a swap, I'm okay with that. Guerrero's gonna be up next. Did he have himself like not facing Anti for a second? Looked weird. Looked like you had your back to him, but still shooting at him. The pets are getting fewer, but he's got even more pets joining in. The entire zoo's coming out little by little. He's got himself a bit of that damage from the passives of it all. Full burst out for Anti. Stun onto the Shadow Priest. Does go for Disperse together with a VE, unfortunately. So that's a lot of defenses you have to commit. PI is also available. I think you want to maximize the PI. Getting locked out on that shadow is not great, but the flash heal casts are at least helping you keep yourself stable enough. With a full ascension, fear on the pets. I always love how T-Rexes have like weird fear that just spazzes out. I never understood why. I think it's because they're supposed to be massive, but the fear icon keeps trying to shrink, and it's like, it like jitters. Wait, is Garrus just dead? Oh, he is. I didn't think your dots would kill him. There it is. Second one on the books. Second one under the belt. Next is Curdy or Young. Not allowed for the outdoor duels. No, it's not allowed in outdoor duels. Technically, yes, but Curdy, and there's not much I can really do, like physically, to stop a shadow priest from running. So this is why I'm just gonna allow it. Look, it's the end of an era, end of an expansion. If you want to run around and do some void shift shenanigans, I'm okay with it. I never play it. Fair enough. I'm just gonna say that is gonna be allowed. If you want to play it, you can. If you choose to not run it because it's not allowed in real open door duels, that's fine by me. Happy New Year, Dalman, and what's up, Justice? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Is it Young next? It's Curdy or Young. It's one of you two. I like your mount. I like how the mount they just gave it like fangs. Like vampiric fangs. They look like they're obviously just like add on, but they always look like fake. Like when you start looking at it, it's like there's little teeth and then big old fangs. Is it you next? Yeah, it is a really cool mount though. I really like the legs, how it's like the torn parts of what looks like ligaments, and there's just like a fell grain. This looks sick, dude. It's such a good looking mount. There's some old mounts that like jank, look a little jank, but like in the best way possible. Like they're so stylized in the best way. Silence of the Anti following up with the Silence of the Curdy has a lot of potential damage. Both priests are ready to pump rifts after rift. It's just gonna come down to who has the most damage or who has the best cooldowns. VE out for Curdy. Anti with the disperse. Curdy not going for disperse himself just yet. Big rift chasing Anti, but I don't know if Anti actually ate Curdy's rift just now. Massive burst out for Curdy. I don't even know what happened. That just kind of blew up out of left field. I'm not sure what happened. I actually thought it was all good. By giving Curdy at least a chance to recover. He's sitting down for some mage foot. Curdy without a trinket, without VE. Bayek, I think, is going to be a really tough matchup. I don't think Feral or Bayek would have been an easy matchup at all to begin with, to be honest. So you're glad Curdy's just going to have to play defensively. Does choose to go for a disperse. I wonder if he's going for disperse because VE as well as Desperate Pair are coming up. So he's just trying to see if he can maximize the value. Bayek being behind the pillar actually might be the best thing for Curdy, honestly. He does have fear, so he can run Bayek in the opposite direction at the very least. Blind by Bayek before he gives himself a proper go here. Quick fear as the rift still goes through. For Curdy, that's an opportunity to at least recover a little bit of health. He's got flash heal, potentially damage. Silence ahead before Bayek can close the gap for a Hodge is exactly what he's going to go for immediately. He's got a Typhoon and everything available. That's pretty much lots of damage to Bayek, but Bayek, I mean, there's just not much you can do. Curdy needs 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, but Desperate Pair did not hear ya. Unfortunately, with Young being the last one left over for the team too. Going up against Bayek, as well as a Feral, I think a mage could technically win it. But yeah, hard mode more fun for me, Dala. I don't disagree. There's a reason why I play Outlaw Rogue. I actually think Outlaw is more fun when it's more difficult. But there's definitely like a limit to it. I don't want it to be so difficult that it's just impossible. But like try to play Outlaw and Shuffles versus like Assassination, it is definitely a little tougher. There's some matchups that are just like there's not a lot of win condition unless you just like unless the team lets you CC. And if they do, then it's like okay, at least we could win because they let me play a rogue. And it's not really because I'm playing Outlaw. It's like because they're letting me do rogue things. So I feel you on that. Is shirt going to the swamps? Is my what? Your shirt is going into swamps. What do you mean my shirt going to swamps? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, my guy? I do think my whole, like, webcam stuff, color correction, or not even color, it's just like not even, my shirt is pink, and you can't even tell. You know what I mean? Everything looks so grayscaled. I didn't even do anything. It does it automatically. Gonna be Bayek just trying to see if he keep Young on his toes. Block is available. He might just have to use it. Does go for reposition. I think Young is gonna have to have a proper big go. Maybe gets a big cooldown on Bayek here. If that spike does a lot, that did a lot. Hold on a second. Bayek actually having to bubble it. Hold on. Young able to steal. Hand of freedom on top of it. Bayek having to go for a heal. Young going for a reposition. He does need a dot. There could be block here potentially. Hold on. Young could win this. Hold on a second. Young actually has a chance to win. Getting bubble out of Bayek is huge. Cooldown reduction is available here. Might be just a block here. Do you just go in? Do you just wait? Because he goes in for a full stun combo. Bayek will not have an answer. He won't have an answer. So if you go for a full stun, he actually is dead. So Bayek needs to be extra careful. Blind does not connect either. So Young can close the gap. Bayek can stun, but as long as you have a blink for it, you're good. I think maybe that's what Young needs to wait for. Actually, he's got Trinket. He could just send a Trinket. Close the gap, hit him with a breath, full stun, big combo, shield the Venice. You just got to chip through that a little, but you can have yourself a big setup. Potentially a big setup is going to go for a flurry down really early. For Bayek though, he wants to go for a Hodge, but I think for Young, he could maybe make something happen here. Knock, but no breath? Might be looking for another block. He got Bayek in a good spot. I think if you go for a full burst and get enough shatters, you could make something happen. Breath connects. I think you go in for that stun. He just does not go for that. I think you just go for that stun. You have Ray, you have Comet Storm coming up, but he's trying to buy himself as much time as possible. I don't think against the Paladin you will be able to do much. Maybe another breath here in a bit. Blink it past him, wings it down. That's going to be dot damage for Young to deal with. May have to block this now. I think he can win. He has to block right now. He has to block right now. Ray, I don't even know where you put for a second, but you got Bayek super low. Invis, breath. Tell me this is it, right? Tell me this is it. You have to make a play now. You have to do it now. You can't wait. Nobody does stop him. Oh. Damn, and he does. Anti does pick up too. Bayek pick it up too. That was such a close duel between the Paladin and the Mage, though. Like incredibly close. A shirt is white, bro. Trust me, it is pink. It is one of the 2 pink shirts that I own. Promise you. But that was so close. This is one of those things in duels. Like sometimes you're like, no, I have to play defensive. I have to play safe. But sometimes the thing is playing too safe. And I think that might have been one of the situations where it's like, just go, you gotta go in and take it. You gotta go in and just try for it. You had a really good glacial spike, and it's like, wait, I need to follow up immediately. It's hard though. In the moment, it is very hard. Alrighty, Bayek and Jay. Checking on how the team is doing. Let me know. We give bodies or what? Midnight Rare F. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, Dan. I wouldn't be a downer. Look, Dan. Check Discord memes. Message failed to load. Uh-oh. Send your photo to see your shirt almost fading. Oh yeah, it is doing that. That is weird. Hold on, is it? I think it's because of the green. That's probably why. It's probably because of the green. It's reflecting back on the shirt and making it look like it's fading. Can I find something out here that's like really insanely green? I don't think so, right? I need to go to Undercity for that. One sec. I show you because I have chroma. I have chroma key. Look, it looked like I had a little bit of like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that would actually straight up kill me. So let's do one of these. Talk to you. What happened before? There we go. I just did a green puddle. Pretty sure this green puddle is like out here. There we go. Yeah, it's the green, right? It's the green. It's, oh my god, they're reflecting. Why is it reflecting so hard? What the hell is this? What in the hell? I think it's just because it's just like, it's just so green. Yeah, I can't control that. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Bayek is ready. Jay is ready. We'll send it to Timbuktu. Here we go. Cyberdal. We'll go to an arena that's not so green. Not so green. Yeah, that's just my monitor, man. It's just reflecting colors back at me. Maybe I have a really good monitor. It's bright. Lots of deep colors. You're finally so pale you turned to a ghost. Bro, seriously. Seriously. I promise you I'm not this pale, man. I have plenty. Yeah, I see it now. Why do you take my face like that, bro? I look like I'm afraid. I look afraid, bro. I look afraid. Just like, that's so funny. I haven't made like my face as an emote in a while. Maybe now, maybe that would be a good one to add. Monitor cast spells reflect for sure. Pretty much, yeah. Gold Dan felt corrupted. Yo, bro, I wish, man. He's got them spikes. He had a demon army. He had all that, dude. You know what I mean? Goals right there, dude. Switch power right there. Dan, is that gonna be you first up? Dude, that mount still looks so good. Like, I appreciate it now that I'm looking at it some more. I'm pretty sure you're the only person I know that writes it, but still, I appreciate it either way. Pharaoh just goes in, try to go for a stunt, run away. Maybe expected for Dan to immediately trinket. I think he just used to Paladins immediately trinketing to not let the Pharaohs put up blades. But Dan is just going to tough it out with a Shield of Vengeance with a blind onto the Pharaoh. We're just going to tuck tail, turn around the other side, and try to see if we can just wait it out while Wings and Shield are active. Heart of the Wild does get used really early. That actually may be the good play, just so you can do a lot more efficient healing and you don't have to pop a wall or trade like that. You just trade with heals alone. Putting a 5-minute cooldown now means it may be available 5 minutes later. Like, it may actually be a good play. Normally I see Pharaohs or Druids in general save it until there's just not a lot of other options left, and Dan actually just bleeding out stun. Woo! That was such a clutch bubble. What was that? With a stun onto Pharaoh, does go for a trinket. That was such a clutch bubble. I thought it was over, dude. You Paladins, man, are wild. I would have bubbled immediately. I don't know if we just like waited like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. He's sitting like 1% health. He's like, I can probably wait until like I'm 0.3. Now I'll bubble. Like the nerves of steel, man. That or lucky. I can't tell. I can't tell. It just happens so often with Paladins. Like it's gotta be like a trait. It's gotta be something you just build up for, dude. The most stable under pressure class requires a lot of commitment. We green screen with a light and a monitor goes to it. Yeah. It might be. I think my chroma key is maybe just a little bit too intense. I think that might what it be. I think it might just be that, honestly. I still say like I want to get lights for like the actual like screen, the green screen behind me. Yeah. Mage put you on a block on your bars. Wait, what? So Mage, you did block on the bars? I'm sure he did, but like, wait. I think at the end there, like if he blocks, he's just the Paladin recovers. If you're talking about last duel, I don't think there's a way to really do much there. Dan does go for lay on hands. He trinketed to summon, but I'm not really sure what. I don't know if they meant to, or maybe. But a bubble not available. Dan Bop is up, but like Mother lay on hands, it is on cooldown. Pharaoh does end up taking him out. It actually took a little bit of time for Pharaoh to take him out. Like Paladins are quite tanky. They are quite durable. So Pharaoh did have to play it super slow. I think Heart of the Wild using that early and then chipping away at Paladin's defenses little by little probably was the right play. Right? It's always hindsight 2020, but I think that was the right play. Heart of the Wild, Wall being used as the pets are in. So for the Pharaoh, that's going to be as much recovery as possible. Does get a bite. Blades are melting Coerce right now. There just isn't much you can do at the moment with all that. Regrows are up. Does have a stun. Another bite right after. Another bite right after. The procs are huge and the Pharaoh does take it. That stun, letting the bleed soften up the Hunter, getting the proc and the real bite back to back is so good. Does give him enough damage in order to take it. Is it going to be Radimus next? Or is it going to be Curdy? Or possibly Young? I like the lean you got going on. Getting on top of those candles too. You just like go on the side? Oh yeah, no, you gotta go like from the inside because the candles have like a hitbox, don't they? Oh, they totally do. Because like if I'm looking down, it's like does some weird camera stuff. Camera zooms. Curdy does get opened up on. He needs to find a way to get some damage pressure onto Feral. Is going to be a full torrent. The Feral knows to kite Curdy and stay away from him because if he does any more DPs on top of it, it's just going to help build up the rift. So Curdy needs to just sit there and kind of take care of the bleeds while he's behind the pillar away from the Feral. He has to slow down and take care of it first. Feral is back there with a bunch of weird goes back to back, trying to see if he can keep himself afloat as best as possible. Curdy trying to see if he can potentially reposition, picking up the eye, which is going to be huge. Unfortunately, Feral still gets that pounce on him either way, getting that rake stun in the opener. and is going to try to see if he can just let the blades rot Curdy down. He's got himself Desperate Repair, maybe looking for a VE at some point. If he ever sees Feral again, I think definitely VE with a full Rift and everything is going to help him stabilize at least a little bit. For a Feral, he got Bar Skin, he doesn't have a Trinket, so Curdy with a Fear and a Stun could potentially make a lot of play here. Feral just has to be very careful. I think it was maybe a fade for Curdy, Stun, and it's going to be Fear right after. He got himself a perfect setup. PI, everything is available. VE on top of it. Definitely press VE. VE, PI, full rev is going to be huge. If he can catch up to the Feral some way, somehow, this will be massive. Feral trying to see if he can go back in, stun. Curdy's perfectly fine being out in the open like this. Full bleeds are in for the Feral. Massive explosion, and Curdy just collapses. May still needs to... I was going to say, May still needs to go for this first. That was so strong. Man. I wonder if Bayek got the kill or the Feral got the kill with the bleeds. Because I feel like the hammer was mid-air for Bayek, but I think it was a bleed tick that took him out. I could be wrong. I'll need to double check it. Well, no, once we actually take a look at like the scoreboard, because it will show like, as long as the Feral doesn't leave, we'll be able to see for certain. But Bayek trying to see if he can get himself in a better spot. Young actually got him fully trapped up in a Ring of Frost. It is going to get that shatter bonus as well. I got the kill. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I felt like that was going to be like real, like awesome, all in. Yeah, the only thing, I think the positioning for Curdy was unfortunate because he ended up getting turned around and he was like basically back and behind, had his back up against the team that's going to be next, and Bayek was not going to give him a breather. But yeah, I was thinking, it's like, well, does he need to like disperse? It may just need to disperse, but it's like I think he was thinking dispersing now would be kind of lame. Better flash heal, put them bleeds though. Already details, the hammer never landed. Nice. Nice. Well, we'll know for certain once the scoreboard happens, but I saw the hammer mid-air. The hammer was, on my screen, was still flying as Curdy went down. So, who knows, right? Hopefully the game gives you the credit, though, is what I'm trying to say. I also love how whenever you get like polymorphed into the duck, you hold your weapon in your flipper. So you have like a little duckling from Dragonflight, and you hold like a little Wake of Ashes, or Ashbringer rather. It's so good, man. It's so good. Bayek just absolutely tearing apart Young. He may be looking for a block here. Does go for a poly. But unless you got some kind of a setup, Frostbomb may be able to help you with that a little. Maybe some shatter combo bonuses. He's going to go for a knock, but it looks like Young saving himself. Just try to keep himself alive here as best as possible. 33% dampening. That's a lot of healing you're going to take. Oh! The block. Block is good. All Bayek has to do is put a Dawnlight dot on you, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Like a ton. Right, Frost. I think it might be the lights for Young. Unless he can somehow, some way, got a shield, block. He's going to have hypothermia for like 30 seconds. Shifting power, helping him get a bit of recovery. Not a lot of, yeah. Not a lot of follow-up after. It is tough. But Radima's going to be up next. It is an opportunity for Radimus to take down Bayek. Bayek is walking in without a spell warden. There's going to be a Hodge on top of it. I don't know if he's got a lay in hands. So for Radimus, this could be an opportunity. Searing Glare, Bayek knows he needs to just run. He knows he needs to run. Yeah, he needs to get out of there. Bayek just melting them. 38% dampening is putting a lot of pressure. Does have, oh, Blessing is saying for Radimus, making sure that any Hodge is going to be a bad trade for, or not a value trade for Bayek. So Radimus is in a great spot. Full immunity, try to see if you can get possibly Bayek to bubble it. Unless you get burst though, Radimus. You need to have a lot of burst to get a bubble out of Bayek. The best that Radimus could do right now is maybe pressure Bayek with a Hodge. Bayek bubbles, you bubble, and then you take on Bayek, but he'll probably have a Hodge too. So now it's a bit of a chess match of who has a Hodge, who has the burst, who has anything. So it's going to be a little tough. Bayek trying to see if he can buy himself as much time as possible. Does get a Hodge into Radimus. Radimus with a trinket. Trinket out for Bayek. There's going to be laying hands for Radimus. Bayek will have to bubble it. I don't know if there's a chance for him not to bubble it. There goes the bubble. Radimus needs to wait it. He's going to be able to bubble late. Does bubble late. Bayek will not be able to Searing Glare. Maybe Radimus can. Radimus got a lot of pressure. Next stun could potentially be the end. Hold on a second. Searing Glare last second. He does get it, I think, but the dots are still in play. Oh, Radimus does take it. Well done, but immediate grip out for Mortalis, and Radimus does not have an answer. It is just lights for a Paladino. That's tough. Feral picking up 3. It did count. It did count. Then it must have counted. That's so good. Them bleeds. Yo. Feral, my man, tell me you played on the beta. I actually want to hear your thoughts. How is Feral, at least from a PvP perspective? Because PvE-wise, I heard it was a disaster, and then I tried it, and I kind of see what people said. But how does it feel for PvP? Because, bro, A lot of moments of snapshotting are going away. And snapshotting, while it's good for PvE, I don't have bad access. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like to ask around players that know what they're doing with their class, like what they think. Healer main. Pretty good, actually. Not bad. Here, the rest of you probably gonna love because they're doing some really cool stuff with rest of them. Actually cool stuff. Let me know if ready. And then Bike, let me know if you're ready. Are we doing last one for the night and coming back tomorrow, chat? What do you think? I think it might be last one for the night and then come back tomorrow. Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, I think you will like Healer. Resto druids feel really good, at least from a PvE perspective. But like, it's gonna translate well into PvP. Mostly because you no longer have a lot of like little, 2 more, maybe. We'll definitely do at least 1 more, but you don't have a lot of like little tiny hots that are there just to buff you mastery. They basically removed a lot of those, but they made rejuve, germination rejuve, live bloom, wild growth heal a lot more. So like just placing 2 rejuves like with germination, so you get double rolling. Somebody could be taking like a huge melting dot in a Myth Plus, and they're fine. Maybe you'll have to regrowth them once. HP's right now, but it's really bad. HP, it's kind of, so I can only tell you from a PvE perspective, it's kind of boring from a PvE perspective. There's not a lot of buttons for you to press. You just gotta flash a light bot into a holy word sanctify, the single target one, because that does also AoE healing. But it's basically that's all you do is just spam and flash lights into that. But I think for damage wise, you just like holy fire a couple of times. Listed the top 2 worst classes for it. Was that early into the beta alpha or was that later? Because it might have fixed some stuff, but yeah. But for PvP, if it was awful, I imagine like being just a hard caster. Yeah, for PvE, I think it's kind of fine. It's not the worst. Drop just now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out like how does that work for PvP, because I just don't see a lot of Holy Priest for PvP. You know, there's still Disc, there's still Resto. There's also other Resto. HP doesn't have any DPS pressure. A damp ramps is fast HP, only does HPS. Fair. For PvE, it kind of works because you get to do the Holy Fire setup, but I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you play into that. That's an interesting take. I was thinking like, is there healing a problem? Because it's like pretty flat, but like a lot of RNG HPS, but I didn't think of it from a damage perspective, a dampener. That's a fair point. Damn. What are we doing? Rook? Try to figure out what arena to throw you guys into. Said 70-80% damp was regular in his shuffles. Oh, okay. Okay. Fair. Game's really gonna be that damp? I think they're gonna probably make some changes so the games don't go until 70-80% dampeners. I don't know if shuffles should have that kind of high dampening matches, because you're gonna be in a match for so long. I think they're probably gonna do some tweaking. That seems kind of a lot, but we'll see. Or maybe it'll be better if they just completely slow it down. Who knows? Alright, disappearing. Yeah, basically. Alrighty, let's get ourselves another one for the road, boys. Okay, so we'll do this one and I'll see how I'm feeling after, but there's always tomorrow, chat. There's always tomorrow, because we'll be doing EU again. All the shit, just logged into Legion, trying to do skywriting. Oops. Into Legion, trying to do skywriting. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. I was thinking like a Legion remix, right? Yeah, different kind of remix. You know what I mean? Quick, judge. Which. Got ourselves Anti over on the team 1 with Bayek. Morta's actually getting first chance to play. I don't think he's ever got first so far. Well, actually, no. Maybe on a hook point? Maybe? I'm not 100%. But it's going to be Dan over on the other team. And I think for an Holy Death Knight off the bat versus a Paladino, actually not a terrible matchup. Before dampening, your defenses are actually really good. And how much raw pressure you can put up in the opener, it is great. Immediate human racial. Try to see if you can make some damage. Dan already knows there's going to be a ton of pressure, so he's just trying to get away from any grips ahead of time. Hand of Freedom, and just letting the dot, don't let damage meld the Death Knight from afar. It needs to definitely get a slow down onto Dan at some point so the pets can actually catch up, because the Paladin, while not the most mobile class, mobile enough to stay away from those pets, especially on top of him just blinking around like Super Saiyan mode. I don't really know what the hell's happening, but the pets are finally catching up. and finally able to get some serious damage. Dan is gonna melt little by little. Lay on hands will have to come out. There goes a lay. If you can potentially carry that pressure with all those pets, then that'll be perfect. Or blessing a saint. We haven't seen that in a second. Or not blessing a saint. Simulacrum. Dark sim. Yeah, that one is also really good because you can just yoink, bobble, yoink, bob. BG Blitz enjoy anyway. Same. On Prez. Yo, that's a good choice. I love Prez BG Blitz. It is fun. Yeah, I like BG Blitz too. I think Outlaw with the flag capping maps are really good. Like, not the Twin Peaks, but is the Eye of the Storm. That one is really fun. You just quad grapple to Draenor Ruins or a Fell Reaver, and you could just kind of like, or not Fell Reaver, Mage Shower? No, it is Fell Reaver or Draenor Ruins. You just quad grapple, stop them from capping, and it's like immediately you could just create momentum and win just off of that alone. It is crazy. Mortalist with an IBF, Dan still kicking. And there's going to be a ton of damage for Dan to take. Maybe we'll be able to get a bubble at him. Does go for the bubble. If one Immortalist had a Dark Sim, because you can kind of like, when the bally's getting kind of low, you're like, it's probably going to bubble here now, right? Probably going to bubble. I'm just going to AMS so you can hodge me. And I'm just going to keep the pressure. He's going to bubble. So then I'm going to bubble. Both of us are high health. Dan with the silence. The army of undeads is in play. And they are not on passive. So Mortalist just needs to live. He just needs to actually walk away from Dan. Let the pets do work. Does go for spell warding, but it doesn't matter. Those pets do plenty of physical damage. I think Dan, unless he's carefully maintaining his health and healing every global he's got, blind to try to separate some of those pets away for a second. Wake of Ashes to catch up on a little bit of healing. So he's actually is going to be able to stabilize. Using a blind just for pets is the winning strategy here. Hodge. And unfortunately, I think for Mortalist, unless he's got some kind of a ability in the back pocket, he may be looking at potentially Death Story here. Couple of cleaving Death Strikes just to carve off a little bit of health off of Dan's silence and had the AMS to counter the Shield of Vengeance. Dan still not completely dead, but that is a full apocalypse. That is some pets. That is a little bit of free damage. He's able to stun some of them. Got himself a little bit of healing. Death Claws are flying in. Mortalist needs to be very careful, and I think Dan might just die. He does die. I honestly thought Mortalist was in trouble. I thought it was over. It does go for immediate grip to Curdy, but a stun. And I think Curdy is not going to let Mortalist play the game at all, is he? Does go for a quick interrupt though. Livestream is going to be huge for him right here. Curdy with the silence. So Mortalist can't interrupt him or can't really do much. He's actually, some of his abilities are kind of blocked out because of the silence. Is going to go for that AMS. Caught up a lot of death strikes though. So he picked up quite a decent bit of health. Is that army ready? You have Apocalypse ready? Still got death strikes though. He's got runic power. He's got a little bit of survivability, just a little bit of healing together with the riders that are giving him slight small AMSs. And actually full armies in. Wait, Mortalist may be able to just run down Curdy. Does go for the death pack. He can heal. He just got to pump as much offensive pressure as possible right now. The pets are still on Curdy. He's going to go for a quick grippy. The riders unfortunately do separate Mortalist with an IBF, barely keeping himself alive. More death strikes off of those tentacles, and Curdy is skulking away into that disperse. Full stun. Silence. Mortalist cannot interrupt for a second. Some of his spells are locked out. AMS is going to help him a little bit. I think AMS actually dispels magic effects actually, so he's in a good spot. Try to go for a kick onto Curdy, but he's going to be able to get some free casts. And Mortalist with a fear, no Lichborn out. Maybe a pet stun short just to stop Curdy for a second. Void Torrent, you got to make a play. You got to win right now. Silence on Curdy. Mortalist is trying to fight for his life and does go for a last little strike. Barely escaping death, still alive, still kicking. He picked up a little bit of health off of Radimus. He needs a lot of healing, but ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. That's rough, man. Let me out, the rogue grabs flag, hands it. Sadly, it almost never works because no comms. I almost, every time somebody wants me to do the kind of flag runs, I do try to communicate as best as I can with pings. Like, it all depends on the healer, because I can go in a position where they want me to be, but if the healer is like actually talking to me, I feel like that works super well. But yeah, comms would be amazing. It's better when the healers do the pinging thing, because then they can tell me where they are, where I'm at. As long as they're like pinging me, I can at least like guess what they're trying to say. Healers that don't communicate, it doesn't work. Healers that do, it's amazing. Radimus! Bubble, bubble, bubble. No! Again, dude, I've seen paladins just get so low in health and they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna be fine. I'm okay. The nerves of steel. That, or he's just not paying attention and he got lucky. Like, it's one or the other. In my brain, either paladins get the nerves of steel and they're just like so hyper focused, they're just trying to do the math of when is the almost optimal time to bubble. Oh, he bubbled already. Maybe that's why he couldn't bubble there. Wait, I didn't realize he bubbled. I didn't realize Auntie got a bubble out of him. What? Never mind. I thought like he barely survived, but it's just not bubbling. Never mind. Holy. I already wait till the end. I'll get. Duo queuing made a Discord. Yeah, such a difference. I do agree with you. Yeah, duo queuing with a Discord, all that. Yeah, for some maps, it does make a big difference. I gotta find somebody to duo queue BG Blitz, man. Like somebody who wants to play healer. Maybe me and Warthos will do some stuff. Or Kenderic. I might need to hit him up because he was like, yo, those are some twos. And I just might, actually. That'd be fun. Guerrero's taking a lot of damage, but the anti, I mean, there's just not much you can do for healing unless you swap. Swapped it. That's fine. Swapped it. Bayek better start healing. Bayek. Why do I want to say your name Bayek over and over like Bayek? I sound like those seagulls in Finding Nemo. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. Yo, Feral Pinkies, can you give Bayek a few heals, man? Just to make sure he's stable. Oh, he's first aiding himself. Alrighty. Yeah, he's doing it. Anti without swab though, I think might just go from Pally into the hunter. Might be able to make someone work. Maybe it'll also give you some opportunity to manage cooldowns and possibly tussle with Young, because last time Young definitely made the game run out of time for quite a while. And it was really close. Almost impossible to win. Anti needs something here. That's a lot of pet damage. That is a ton of pressure. Oh yeah, fade, but it just doesn't do anything. That is so unfortunate. Guerreros with a flare down as Pharaoh just leaves himself one stun and just one good hit. Unless Young just jumps him immediately. Looks like Young could have jumped him but decided not to. Young had the chance to just immediately get you into combat, but he chose not to. So that's an honor duel. That's actually very honorable. Yeah. Name a mana up next. All good. Fair enough. But note, he did give an honor duel. He is very honorable. He could have literally just hit you with a flurry, hit you with a lance. He was active. He was moving. But he decided, you know what? I'm just going to give a proper 1v1. And give an opportunity to get whatever cooldowns he needed. I don't think he needed that many. Maybe Feral Frenzy. But he's got himself full bleeds in the opener. It's going to be a little tough. In Young, walking into 42% dampening, he's going to have to find a way just to... I think he definitely needs to land those CC combos with the breath stun, full burst combos onto the Feral. Because if you can do that effectively, here we go. Then Blink is available. Does he go for the breath? Does connect with the breath. Trinket out for the Feral with a Ring of Frost. Hold on. It's going to be a block. Actually, not a bad move. This high dampening block may not be the worst. Ursus, however, is going to get Young kind of stuck in place here for a second. But I think he's just going to wait, right? Nova does not get the Feral, but he is kind of close. He knows he wants to go for a Blink. Breath won't be available. It's going to be Skull Bashed onto Frost, though. Maybe you can make some pressure happen off of that. Ultra is available. Young just getting a bunch of random procs onto Feral. And he knows he can go for a proper stun lock combo. He's taking a decent bit of damage. Blinking in. Breath. Ring of Frost. Oh, that's going to give a full combo. He is in bear form with Barskin. I don't know if it'll be enough, though, but he's definitely going to give it a try. Spike. Sometimes spikes absolutely slap, and other times it feels like they do nothing. Young does have to go for a block, though. That was a fantastic bit of burst. Unfortunately, having the Feral be in bear form and Barskin is going to definitely reduce it a lot. Maybe if that spike landed the crit that he was looking for, because sometimes it crits and does a ton of damage, and other times it's like, feels like it hits like a wet noodle. Like, honestly, I feel like it hits a lot better in Midnight. Like, it seems to be a bit more consistent there. But here we're just... I don't know. It's all over the place, it feels like. Young does have the eyes. Actually, no. Alter is going to put it back in the other spot, and Feral was there ready to pounce. For Young, it is just a little bit of bleeds on him. Unless you can get another setup versus Feral, maybe just like Ring of Frost, and then go for a stun. He may just need to run away and just let himself get healed up a little bit. Yeah, Mage Foot might be able to help him here a little. Yeah, does Rookip not work in Arena? I don't think so, no. Otherwise, I think we would have had people using it, but I've never seen anybody use it recuperate in Arena. Like that little button where you like make it still some food and you know, get the skillet, get the whatever, campfire. Yeah. It is going to be a meteor down, but Young, I mean, he has a trinket, he has a breath, he has a stun lock combo. Feral does have a trinket coming up too, though. I don't know. As much as I really... Oh, wait, he's altered, so he's standing next to it. Trying to go for a stun, but the AoE unfortunately does get him out in the open. That is kind of crazy. Kind of wild. Kind of wild, but that is a bite. It's over. It is so over. That is rough. That is rough. Morals does pick up too. Well done. Fighting through the bitter end as a DK, which I feel like is very thematic for a Death Knight, to be honest. You know what I mean? Alright, chat. Alrighty, boys. We're group by DK. It was H Palace. ETA sucks. Thanks for streaming, bro. Hey, thanks for coming by, boys. I appreciate you. Tomorrow we are planning on doing more duels in EU. More duels over in EU. We're gonna do. I think I will log in around 3 p.m. from 3 to 5 or something. So I'm not gonna log in like at 2. I'm just gonna log in on 3. We just try to get more games done. Because we got what this week and next week for duels, and then after probably take a break before pre-patch and just hang out maybe, and then do duels in pre-patch. I think that'd be very, very fun. Gotta bring this up tomorrow. Yeah, man. Yeah. If you want to bring the other account or whatever, or the sub rogue, yeah, more than welcome to, man. Do you offer games? Yo, thanks for coming by and helping set up the group bike. I really appreciate that, man. If you're interested about doing more tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow as well. Yeah, thank you all. You guys are wonderful. I am gonna go get some food. I didn't really eat lunch, so I think it's about time for me to get my protein in, get my steps in before it gets cold, hydrate, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Gotta be taken care. New year, new me. You know what I mean? I can't let myself just absolutely just like decay like I did in 2025, bro. That was crazy. What was I thinking? What time you have? Right now it's 4:21 my time. So we're gonna start 3. So basically an hour and 20 minutes ago tomorrow. Yeah. Trying to play the game where I probably bubbled at 20k. That was really legend. No, definitely. I'm gonna look through the footage, and if there are good clips, if there's like a thematic thing I could do with it, I will. GG's, boys. We will call it here for tonight, but we will back tomorrow, same-ish time or so. Rifle games. Yeah, definitely will, man. I usually just go through like the footage or whatever. And what the hell? Man's name Long Poop. Somebody stop that guy. Stop his bald head, dude. These guards are useless. And they even got these guys that like do the whole thing. Wait. Oh, had a cache or whatever and Ritsu? Yeah, I get it. Come on, man. You can't let a guy named Long Poop walk in here with a bald ass head like that and let him get away. This man is almost 75, dude. He attempted to. He was like, you know what? This is my time. I'm defending Orgrimmar. It's happening. I love the bravado, dude. I love it. That's so good. Bro, the shit you see on just Argent Dawn realm just casually hanging out, it is hilarious. I love it. Alrighty. You guys have a good one. The boss is actually so weak. Yeah. You guys have a fantastic evening already. Almost solo killed the other day, but someone stopped me. Even the what is the one in Orgrimmar? Yeah, they probably need to make it like an event. They probably need to make it more like a big world PvP thing. I think it'd be sick as hell. I think it'd be awesome. You know, make it a real challenge. Give some mechanics. Make it like you gotta really assault or whatever. You know, really get a group in there and defend all that. I think it'd be so cool. Right, I think it'd be sick. Talking about to kill auctioneer. Yeah, could be that guy. That's because the mount would be cool. I mean, they have a mount for like killing all of them, like the black bear mount from a while ago. But yeah, like some kind of. I think at this point maybe they should do that. Maybe make like another zone, because there's like a zone specific strictly for world PvP events in Midnight. And there's like a little hub for Horde and Alliance and leaders for Horde and Alliance. And maybe they should do like, there's a world quest or an event where you get to attack the other faction member, leader, and whoever gets to kill him first, everybody of that faction gets like a bunch of rewards. And maybe like, yeah, like an exclusive ass mount, but like maybe make it super difficult. So you really need a group to really take him out. You gotta defend your leader while taking out their leader, and you get a mount out of it. That'd be cool as hell. Yeah, make it a little time. Yeah, make it like a seasonal thing. Make it a seasonal thing. And next season it's a recolor or like a different armor set or something. dope ass mount that you can't get anywhere else, like a skeleton that isn't you get anywhere else. Bunch of dope armor. Next season, similar mount, a bunch of dope armor. Do something like that. So get people want to do it. Ultra rally bonuses, kind of, but it's like less of like a push and pull thing. It's more like you just kind of fly in and you get to rampage. But I wouldn't hate it either, because it's like it's a whole zone. Yeah, it's kind of like the zone itself. I think it's kind of like Ultra Rally actually. Yeah, no, you're actually right. Yeah, there's like events happening. It's like Ashrun, I guess. There's always events happening, reasons for you to go in and do PvP, World Quest, events. There's like a thing where there's like a Dominar spawns for either faction and they just try to get it to like a point, and you gotta heal him and keep him alive, so you sprints up, or you gotta damage him to slow him down. So you gotta damage the enemy Dominar and slow him while keeping yours healed so he runs quickly, and you make to the point where fast they kind of like run over the map and then get to a checkpoint. And when you do get yours in, everybody in the zone like gets rewarded. You just get like a bulk of stuff. And there's a bunch of events. It seems to be very aggressive in terms of like dropping in the supply crates in that area. Yeah, so I think you describe it as ultra value with bonuses. Actually, it's probably the most apt description. Yeah, I think it'd be cool for them to do something like that there. Make it like you do enough events there, and it's like a seasonal reward. You get people constantly actively playing it. And as long as that replaces like the crate farming that we're doing, I think I'd be happy. I would be pretty happy with that. Alrighty. I'll believe you guys with a good song, one that I really, really like. I mean, all these songs are pretty decent in the mix, but there's some that I'm like, it's a banger, dude. It's a banger. I like this one a lot. Alrighty, I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great one. Peace.